Good afternoon. The Chairman, Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocacy Center. Our legal department welcomes and viewers and opinions is solution. And live from Shasha, our Limosho branch will have a case of domestic misunderstanding reported by Mr. Mark Anazia against Mrs. Amarachukwu Anazia. Please join us as we intervene there for a peaceful resolution. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and visit our website on www.hrdac.org.ng. Thank you. All right, let's hear yours.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Mr. Mark Anazia. I came here last week to lodge a complaint about my wife. Let me just brief it how we started. We started like January 2017. That was when we got married, and I got to know her through her friend, which is my sister-in-law, my immediate younger brother's wife. It was the way she talked about her that got me attracted to get married to her. And though the marriage, ever since we got married, it was based on lies. And we've been living on that lies. That's why I believe it's one of the things too that makes us keep having issues. Okay, one of the lies is before we got married, she said that my sister-in-law told me that she's a virgin and she's a good woman. You know, when we now started dating, or how she even came to the house, the very first day I met her was when I came to the house. I was still in my family, with my family's house. So I came to the house, I saw her. So I got to know, who is this person? I've never met her before, that she's living with my family, in my family's house. And I got to know that, okay, she left the brother's house. The brother chased her out of the house, 1 a.m., midnight, beat her and drove her out of the house. So she called my sister-in-law. Though that moment she went to a friend's place to stay, then for that night. So the next day, that was when she came to the house, and that was where I met her. So that was what I told. She confirmed it, and we talked, and she confirmed that she left the brother. Then she started castigating the brother, like, the brother, he's a very wicked person. So in my mind, why would your brother chase you out at that midnight, no matter what, not minding that you are the sister? If anything happened to you, what would have happened? Chased you out of the midnight. So when my sister-in-law now talked to my mother, please, just for a period of time, she should stay in my family's house. That was where she started staying in my family's house, pending till when she gets a place of her own. So that's where we met. So when she said that she was a virgin and she's a good woman, so there we started dating. And while we were dating, of course, as we were dating, I noticed we made love. And as someone that said she was a virgin, wasn't a virgin, I asked her, I thought you said you were a virgin. She said yes, she was very, that she was molested. But while she was molested, the person did not, it was about when they want to molest her, somebody saved her. So that means she didn't penetrate in her. But that means you are still saying you are still a virgin. If they didn't penetrate, how come you are not a virgin? So at that moment, I still kept it between myself. And that day that we had sex, I even contacted disease, and I told her. Then after she went to school, I told her. She now told me the drugs. Told me that she would talk to her sister. The sister told her what to take. She told me the kind of drug that I would go and get, which I already gone to the pharmacist to get something, which I took. So then that was the first one. So then when we were now preparing for our for the wedding, for the traditional marriage, she went to school, but she was in school then. She was in her finals. So she was about writing her papers. So she went to school. When she got to school, she was now living with me. Then I left my family's house. I have moved to my own house. I just rented an apartment, 3-bedroom then. I just rented an apartment, though there was nothing though, because we were just starting when she came. So she was now staying with me for the period as we are planning out for the marriage. Then she went to school, and she was in school. I was calling her. She wasn't picking my calls. I was calling, she would cut it. I was calling, she would tell me she would call me back. She will not come in. So that day, till the evening, I don't know where she went, but in the evening, she called me. Said she was at school. They were doing one or two things. And that's why she was busy in the call. I said, okay. So the next week, she came back. 2 weeks to our wedding. 2 weeks to the wedding. She came back. So we were in the room. We were checking. She was explaining sometimes. She was checking. She wanted to show me what she was talking about on the phone. So as I was looking at the picture of what she talked about, I looked at it, I was now scrolling to see if there's any other pictures. I now saw a recent picture that she snapped. That was the week when she was in school. That was the day I was calling her. The date and everything. That was the day I was calling her. The picture with a man, the closeness with the man was really appalling. And I said, okay, they held each other. They held the picture. So when she saw that I saw the picture, she started begging me. No. And when she saw when she started begging me, what she did was, please, that I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be angry. And she now right there, she told me that it was in school. The person was they are friends, that they don't have anything, but they are friends. I said, when she said they are friends, I think we're friends, and this kind of closeness, she said she nearly, that the person was even trying to convince her that since she wants to get married, that she nearly, the marriage, she wanted to change to. That he almost cancelled the marriage, the wedding. I said, Lillian, you are telling me this, that you almost want to cancel the marriage, all because of this person, you almost want to cancel the marriage. What the person was telling you, he almost canceled the marriage. I said, and you are telling me with this mood, the kind of picture you could snap. So I was really angry. She started begging. When she begging, I called a friend.
Did she tell you who the person she snapped with is to her? Because
she said it's a friend. She said the person is a friend. Yes, she said the person is a friend. That's what she said. But she started begging. So I now called her friend. I called her friend in the US because she's in the US, and I explained to the friend. And the friend said, "Why would you do this?" She said, "No, that she just nothing, but she has nothing but the person." So the friend that was where I now explained to the friend, look at what happened. So we decided we had to settle the matter on that day. Then the day for our marriage, after the marriage, we now planned for the marriage. After the marriage, we kept on having issues. She was pregnant during while she was still in school. She was pregnant. Like 4 months, we had another issue again, which we had to take it to the family house for it to be settled. And right there, she said, if not that she never knew that this is how it is. That if not this pregnancy, she would have just leave the marriage. If not the pregnancy, she would have just leave the marriage. We tried and we settled the matter that day. We went home. Then she now did something again about my mom. She did something about my mom. My mom called me very early in the morning. That on Sunday morning, she called me that, please, her gas just finished. Because she cooks very early in the morning. By 7, she's done with cooking. When she called me that her gas is finished, that because we stay very close, that she's sending my cousin to come and pick up my gas. Then after she finished cooking, she returned back the gas, that she can't buy gas that night, that early morning. That she can't buy gas that morning. That please, I should give her my gas. And then my wife was in the toilet. She tried calling her, but she wasn't picking. She wasn't picking.
Are you with us here?
So she wasn't picking. So then when she came out, I told her that she should send somebody to come and pick up the gas. And now when she came out from the toilet, when she now came out from the toilet, I now told her, look, mommy sent somebody to come and pick up our gas. That on the process of cooking, her gas finished. That please, she's coming to pick. She's sending somebody to come and pick up the gas. And then my wife said, no. Why? That she wants to cook. That she wants to cook. I said, this is very early. There's no way she could get gas at that time to buy gas. please. She said no. She said, I said, for what? Why would you say no? For my mom. If it's your mom that is requesting for this, won't I give it to her? Now you've not even started cooking. Even if you want to cook, let it be till she returns it. She said she's almost done with cooking. My wife said no. What she did was to make a call through my mom. Called my mom and told her that no, I can't give you. You
have the mic now. Why are you talking as if somebody is reducing your voice?
So I now told her. She now said, told my mom that you can't. That there are no. She wants to cook. Oh, she wants to cook. That she can't release the gas. My mom now told her, please, okay, when I finish cooking, as they are returning the gas, I will send what you people will eat that morning. Then I will return the gas. That was when my wife now calmed down. And I called my mom immediately that you are not giving her any, you are not giving us any food. Once you return the food, the gas, she will use it and cook. That you are not giving us any food. If you send food back to us, I will throw the food away.
Your mother, that is an elderly person that knows what marriage is all about. See how she as a woman and co-woman should feel. And somebody that gave birth to you want situation to be settled without even her aggravating the issue. You still want to let your mother know that she have no control over you as a mother. That if she brings the food, you throw it away. Does that make you matured as a man? Go ahead.
Okay. Then when I told mommy that, and I told her, mommy, do you know that we have 2 gas? Even if that means if she doesn't have that wicked heart. That my mom was shocked. You guys have two gas. Then why is she refusing her collecting one of? My mom now told my cousin, and my cousin has already come. Said, okay, please don't collect the gas, leave. I should tell my cousin to start coming back. So my cousin left without collecting the gas, and she now went out to our opposite neighbor and collect gas from our opposite neighbor. That one was that. So we were not arguing. So it was the process while we were arguing that she went to the kitchen. She went to the kitchen, and when we were arguing, seriously arguing, and she went to the kitchen, she carried knife. She said I should come close to her, that I should come close to her. I went to her, and then I was very, very sick. I was very ill.
Sorry, you did what? What prompted that?
That was when we were arguing about the gas. When my mom refused to, so we started arguing. So we were seriously arguing at that moment. So she went to the kitchen. I followed her. Then she now carried knife. She carried knife. I held her. I held her and removed the knife from her hand.
You held her neck.
I held her neck.
Why did you follow her to the kitchen?
Because she insulted me. Said I'm a foolish man.
Okay, you actually going there to beat her up.
Not actually went there to beat her up.
Why did you follow her to the kitchen?
I followed her to the kitchen. That okay. Insult me. We should now. I told her to keep insulting me. So she held the knife. She had knife. I collected the knife from her, and she hit me on my stomach. That was where I hit her. That was the only time. And when I hit her, when she hit me on my stomach, I was really, really down because she knew that place was where I was actually sick. My stomach is the problem.
You was sick that you could not consider you are sick. You want to go and attack her. You don't have mouth to respond to her. If somebody say you are stupid, you don't have mouth to say you are mad. You want to go and confront, wants to go and reply her by going to hook her or fight her in the kitchen. Anything you find there, you get. Go ahead.
So then, after that moment, we now settled. We quarreled. We stayed for some time before the family came in and they settled us. So it happened again when she was doing her youth service. As she was doing her youth service, she explained to me because she's I can't actually remember the year, but let me just, if I keep checks, I think this one was when she was doing her youth service. So because she's a nursing mother, that she has given birth then, because she's a nursing mother, so she goes, they give them preferences when you are serving here in Lagos. So while she was in school in youth service, each time she comes back, she will say, there's this person, this guy that is always assisting her in everything she is doing there in the camp. I said, thank God. So I said, God will bless him. So we keep talking about him. Each time she comes, this guy is always assisting her. Until the day of their personal parade. So we went together with my daughter, the three of us. We drove down to the camp for their personal parade. So she now introduced me to the guy. and said, this is the person that she's been talking about. I now thanked him. I found much thank that we stayed before we left. After everything, we left. We go back home. My daughter's birthday is supposed to be coming up in the next, about 2 months later. So she now said, when it was almost getting to the birthday, I think we said it, that he said he will come to my daughter's birthday. I said, no problem. Then it goes to the time. My wife told me that he said he's coming to the house for my daughter's birthday. So he came. When he came to the house, he was the one that did MC on that day in the house. Just a parlor thing that we did. Just few friends. So after that day, we all stayed together. So I was just saying, okay, that is a friend. She said he's a friend, that is a friend. Then sometimes we have issues. And my wife will be chatting. We'll be chatting with somebody at night, and sometimes we'll tell her, if you are chatting, either go to the other room. Don't the sound, the pinging, and the way she laugh disturbing us while we were sleeping, me and the baby. I said, if you want to go to the next room, and she will chat till like 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock at midnight. I would not say anything. When I tell her, she will still continue. So she now reduced the volume of the pinging. That one went. So there was time they said this guy came to the house. Said he's coming to the house. My neighbor's birthday, my daughter's birthday is on the 13th. Why my neighbor is on the 16th? So they like what happened. So they like the guy now said he'll be coming. My neighbor told me that he's coming to his own child's birthday, just to probably assist what he did on my own birthday, which I was aware of it, that he was coming. No, I wasn't even aware that he was coming. It was 1 month later. My wife told me that he's coming to the house. I went out. I wasn't around, so I came back late. So when I got back late, I called my wife. My wife said she's coming. That she's seeing him off. She said she's seeing him off. I said, who? He said the person that she told me that was coming to the house. I said, okay, I couldn't come on time. I said, okay, no problem. She came back. We were still issues. We are still issues. Sometimes we quarrel because we'll never be sweet like for a whole month. Then I know my wife, the kind of person I have. She will not come close to you when we're quarreling. But that day, I went downstairs when she said she just saw him off. I came downstairs. I was turning fuel in the generator. The next thing I saw my wife came behind me. I was surprised when I turned. I said, what are you doing behind me? She said, nothing. Because I know she would just go straight upstairs, just climb upstairs and not even coming to me. So when she was like this guilt in her. So I said, why was she behind me? So we all went upstairs. We stayed upstairs. I did 1 or 2 things. We left. That night makes me to say, because of what she did, makes me to say I would check her phone. Why she chatted till like 12:1, that normal chat. I didn't say anything. When she slept, like around 2, I now carried her phone. I now went through her phone. All the chats that she's been chatting with the chat she's been chatting with this same man. The chat she's been chatting with this same guy that she introduced, that is her friend. Romantic words. My wife sent money to him where he was thanking my wife. And my wife told, he sent, I don't know, the guy was just thanking him for the money. He didn't say, he just said thank you for the money. So she didn't say.
Do you know whether it's the man that sent to your wife and is appreciating that your wife has sent the money?
I don't know whatever money what she sent the money for, but she sent money to him. Okay. Then she said he was having an accommodation issue. The guy was having an accommodation issue. Okay. My wife now told him on the chat that he shouldn't worry. I know how to talk to my husband. I have his medicine in my hand. So whatever I tell him, he does. But don't worry. The guy now healed her. That's bringing him to my house. That was her plan, to come to live in. And if I had not seen that, I would have allowed him to come to my house. Because if she tells me, fine, she knows I will do it. The romantic words, she was not telling him how we live in the house, how they want to meet, how he wanted to kiss her. Then she said, you did not respond. I tried to screenshot it so that I can show it to her. Then I looked all the messages, romantic words, how they've met, how they want to meet again when he came to the house. And now it was even there, right there, I got to know that he has visited my house 4 times. I was only aware of 12 times he came to my house. My children were downstairs. She left my daughter and the girl that was taking care of my daughter. She left them in my neighbor's house downstairs. So I looked, I now woke her up. When she saw me that I was with her phone, showing her, so these are the things that you've been doing. She started begging me. I went inside the other room. I left the room there. I went, so this is what you've been doing. Having an affair, not even just in my own house.
Then how did you know? What is the confirmation? How do you know? That's what I want to know. You are just laying allegation without proof.
Yes.
What is the proof that she had been bringing men to the house?
Because
you cannot come, so the world is watching.
Yes.
And we will not tolerate when you try to tag person without the proof. We stand to protect the rights, every one of you here. But if you are saying anything, because marriage is not by force, if it can't work, if it doesn't work, everybody goes their separate way. We will not allow her to give you name that will, like, giving you any difficulty going into another relationship. And we will also not accept you tagging her. Try to block way from any other person that they choose her to marry her. So anything you are saying, this platform is not to castigate anybody. We are here for people to learn from other people's mistakes and how they can amend themselves. So if it doesn't work, you are going on. Don't use any word that you can. Don't even say, give us any statement you cannot prove. Because we can still sue you if there is no proof. And we can equally sue her if she cannot give any proof of allegation against you.
Okay.
So, whatever you are saying, please say it with proof.
Okay. Though I don't have a proof.
Then don't say it.
But she can testify that she actually brought a man to my house.
How? You tell us why. You that is alleging. For instance, I went out, my wife came home with a man, and I walk in, caught them. And I called the family. This was their response, or I called the father, called the mother, or called the neighbors, or my parents. Fine. I can call somebody that witnessed to that. That is one. Yes, I have a CCTV in my house that she never knew. And she brought a man to my house, and she was caught on the camera, unknowingly to her. But this is the proof of the man that visited my house. You give us the proof. But if you are not just saying, it's your word against our word.
But I just want her to, she is here so that she can as well, if she actually begged me not to say it to my siblings or say it to her siblings or anybody.
You don't hate me.
Yes, ma'am.
You said she had been bringing men to the house.
And I said she brought that man, it's just that particular
give us
person.
The instance. What really happened that day? How did you meet the man there?
The man came to the house, like I said. She came to the house.
Were you there?
I wasn't there. She came to the house.
Okay.
So I knew he would be coming. That was the second time I knew he would be coming to the house. She told me that he said he's coming to visit us, to see us. I said, okay. So I went out, but I couldn't come back on time. So I came back. I came very late on that day. So when I came back, she wasn't at home. I called her. Where are you? She said she just seen him off, that he has waited for me. He didn't see me, that he's getting late, that he's going home, that she's seeing him off. I said, okay, no problem. It was, we are having quarreling. We are quarreling. We are having issues. And I know that my wife will not come close to me that moment. But she when I was turning fuel in the generator, I saw her behind me when I was turning fuel. I turned back and I saw her. I was surprised. Why you? Because I know her that she would just go straight upstairs because we are having issues. But when she was behind me, it got me suspicious that like there's this guilt I was seeing in her. So that made me check her phone that night. And when I checked her phone that night was where I started seeing all those things that the chat she was having with him, telling him with the guy, yes, okay. With the guy, chatting where they were saying all romantic things like how it's only when she wants to make love to me that she makes love to me, that she does not, that and she said some things that she deleted, and that was where she talked about how the guy will come to my house and leave since he's having accommodation issue. That if he comes to that he shouldn't worry. I know my husband's medicine is my hand. Anything I tell him to do, he will do it. That his medicine is in my hand. The guy now hailed her like
But did you forward the message to your phone?
Because then I tried everything to see how I can screenshot it. Couldn't screenshot it so that I can send it to my phone. So that was the evidence.
You could not snap it with your phone direct as well.
That was the very big mistake that I made. So that
you don't need to screenshot now. If you have a message,
I would have just snapped it as well to let it be as an evidence. Okay. So I went to meet her. All she said about the romantic, when I woke her up, she saw that I was with her phone. She started begging me. Okay. She started pleading that please, this thing should just end here. I shouldn't take it out. I shouldn't tell my siblings. I shouldn't tell my family and her family to end between us. I looked at her. I was really, really mad. I have to lock myself in the other room, and she kept on knocking and be begging because I don't want to do anything stupid. So if I'm that's violent like she claimed I am, I think that moment would have been the platform for me to really bounce at her. But I didn't do that. I just stayed in there, locked myself, and slept till the next day. She called and started begging in the morning that please, you should just end this thing. It will never happen again. So it end there, and we resolve every problems that we are having. We settled our differences on that day, and we are all happy. We settled after that morning. She told me, I forgive her, and we ended everything. We settled on that day, and we started living fine. So we started living fine. But sometimes problems keep coming again. We keep having issues. Normal. It's just like a routine in the house. The last one was when... Normal problem or the infidelity problem? Not the infidelity problem, but sometimes that still comes to my mind. Okay, yeah. Still comes to my mind, what she did. So my father's burial with the remembrance, we went to the village just this year, February, to the village. We got to the village and... You want to answer a call? Okay. Right. So that we traveled to the village. You're the one answering call. You're the one disrupting. You're the one, you want to hear him and you want to answer call. What do you want us to do? Go ahead. So we traveled to the village for my the remembrance of my father. Mm-hmm. The mother called already before then. They've been saying I've married their daughter. But they need to come to my village to know where my people, to know where we stay in the village. They need to know my place. They said that is their tradition. That we need to come to. They need to delegate some men in their village so that they will come to know my place in the village. So that has been on since like 2 years. But I said it has to be when we plan for it. So when we want to do remembrance of my dad, February 15th, I said okay, it's going to be a platform for us to invite them over to also come, since we are going to Delta State, so it will be easier from them to come from Anambra down to Delta, to our village. So the father called. I told him. He said okay. He said okay. I told him to calculate transport that will take them, that will bring them down. The bus. How many were they? He said that there will be maybe up to 10. So he looked for a bus and he gave me the price, at which I sent the money to them, so they used for transport. On that day, they came for the remembrance. Even before they came, we are still having quarrel. Even people in the village noticed that you and this your wife, and she's not that your wife. We were not good. There's no life in us like the way we are living. So the mother came. If I had wanted to act, maybe that was been a platform for me to act the day they came to the village. But I said no. I said let me just leave. We'll come here peacefully. We'll go back to Lagos. After much, we now left back to Lagos. We now got to Lagos. The next thing she did was to, if sometimes she dropped my baby because I'm not working, she's working. I got a job for her that she's working. So she sometimes will drop my baby from in my family's house. So I was in my family. I was there too in the evening, my family's house, when she came back from work because of my baby's lesson. Then she came back from work.
Hello.
So she came back from work. Later she alighted from the bike. My cousin brother, they are of this age mate. My cousin brother came out and greeted her. Yawo, good evening. My wife pretended I was upstairs. We have this period where I was upstairs watching. He greeted her and she did not respond. So she came upstairs. She went in, greeted my mother, and came to meet me upstairs. Say, how are you? I said, I'm fine. So this one, your face is like this. I said, yes, sir. I'm fine. But see the way you greeted this boy, this guy. Now this guy greeted you. You did not respond. But if he starts now, you say, why did we? So she said, why would I say that, are they not age mates? I said, forget about age mates. When he greeted you, are you having any issue with him? He greeted you, did not.
Boy?
The boy is my cousin brother, my first cousin. So I said, no, he passed, and he greeted you, did not respond. So that was where, because I told her, that was where I said, please, you wanted to start talking. I said, mind you, this guy is even older than you. He was the one that even greeted you. You are the one that even supposed to greet him first. That you guys are not age mates, that he's older than you. Yes, we are age mates. I said, you guys are not age mates. Even if it's one day that he's senioring you, you are not supposed to. You are supposed to respond when he greeted you. That was where she started. She wants to start. I said, please leave my side now. Just leave, go. Then she left. So when she left, we all come. That was the issue now again that we have, that we're not really actually talking. So it happened when I traveled to East. I traveled to the East to deliver a car. So from there I said I'll be going to Warri to see my friend that the sister is they're doing the father's burial. So I said, okay, that I will meet them. When we start delivering the car, I will meet them at Warri. But that day I got there late. It was on Friday. And that Friday was when we're paying this ajo, we're doing this ajo, 10,000 naira every month. She is also doing one, while I am doing two. So, and that day, I was having just 10,000 in my account. It was on the 7th, that day was on the 7th. I was having 10,000 naira in my account, 7 or 8 on Friday. I said, please, time is almost gone, because when you don't pay before 6 or it enters the next day, you are going to pay fine. Every Friday, somebody must collect. So I now told her, please, in night, I didn't go to Warri again. I had to take night bus. Me with a friend, with my in-law, we are together. I said, please, take my, pay this ajo for me. I have 10,000 naira. I will send the 10,000 to you. When I come back in the morning, I'm taking night bus. I will give you cash. I have cash with me. But please, take this 10,000 naira and pay. Add your 10,000 naira so that I will pay you and pay for me, pay the ajo for me. She said, she does not have money. It was on the 8th. I think she has collected her salary on that period. But I'm not telling her, not because of her salary. But I just told her, I said, please, pay for me. When you pay for me, when I come, I'll give you cash. She said, okay, that she does not want cash. That if I come in the morning, I said, there is Praga, and I'll just go to Praga and transfer the money back to you. She said, okay. I now transferred the 10,000 to her. The next thing she did was, I waited like 15 minutes. I called her. Have you paid the money? That is getting late. She said that she has not. I said, why? But you have agreed now. She said that she called my brother. My brother said he does not have. She called my sister. My sister said she does not have. And I said, then, why did you say that you should tell me to send this money to you? And she said that she does not have money, that she does not want to be cashless. She does not want her accounts to be read. I said, why? I said, okay, please send back the money. Send back the 10,000 naira. When I come tomorrow, I will pay the money. So she sent the money back to me. So I didn't pay for the ajo on that day. She sent back the money. I didn't pay for the ajo on that day. So the next morning that I got back to Lagos, I went to Praga. I transferred the money to my account. I now paid I now paid with fine of if you for 10,000 I pay fine of 1,000, so I paid fine of 2,000 naira. When I paid.
So what led to this very one? Because you cannot listen to all the story of this one.
Okay, this today
is weekend.
Okay, this very one now was when I traveled. Before I traveled to Abuja, I called her when she was in the office. I said, madam, there is this offer that came on because we were planning how we would do this immigrant to Canada, but we discussed that this one is too long. The process is long and it's going to take too long. So I now said, okay, let's see what will happen, how it goes. I now called her. There's an offer that just came from through a family friend. A family friend called and said that there's this offer. All you need to do, you're not paying any money. Then what you need to bring is marriage certificate, your chief, you have children, birth certificate, and your wife ID card. I said, I'm up to.
Stop that. If you
I said I would send those things to him.
Enough of this your distraction. Are you not the one that step out? Do you think I don't have something to do with my time or what? What rubbish is this? Is he talking to me? Is he alleging me? Is it not you that he's talking about?
So I now called her. She was in the office. I said, madam, look, an offer. We have an offer now. I think this one is okay. I now explained to her. She said, okay, all I need you to do, please, I'm not around. If you come back, just snap it, because she'll be coming earlier on that day because my baby's take her to, there's a lesson teacher that will come. I said, okay, I want to explain to her. She said, this one is good. She now snapped it and sent to me. Immediately, I forwarded it to the person. Because he now said, when they called me for biometric in Abuja, that I will need to come with original documents, all the documents, the marriage certificate.
That's where,
yes.
Okay. Will not go. I don't have time for this long story of that.
Okay, ma'am.
I know you got all the time, but there are some things you need to summarize.
Okay. So at the end of the day, when I told her,
some of you may have time for this kind of this thing. I go this, I do this, I send 10,000, I go back, I do this thing. I wanted to send money, and the money did not. I started to send money, she did not send. Then I have simple. Must you mention everything, all the conversation you have with her?
So at the end of the day, they now called me for biometric. I now told her, okay, on Tuesday when she came back from work, I said, madam, I didn't say I've booked my flight. I said I'll be traveling tomorrow to Abuja. I'll need the marriage certificate and the baby's birth certificate as well, and the ID card. That please you should get it. She now said that is in the office, so those documents are in the office. I said, why would the document be in the office? What is the document? He said she's processing her, she wants to use it for pension. I say pension. Which kind of we want to do pension? They don't need all this. Even if they are requesting for it, it has to be photocopy. So I left her that night. So I slept. In the next morning, she left for work. I now called her when she was in the office around past 9. I said, madam, please check. I'm coming over to pick it up. My flight is in the afternoon. I'm coming to pick those documents if it's in the office. She said, okay, let me look for it. When she said, let me look for it, I knew something wants to go wrong again. In the 15 minutes time, she called me. She started crying. Please, that she can't find the document. Maybe she has misplaced it where she went. I said, what are you saying? He said I should go and check so place. I checked. I did not see it. I said, what are you saying? What kind of crocodile tears? I knew we were coming up with something. So I just didn't say anything. I just prayed and left. I said, God, I will get there. They will not request for the original document. I just made photocopy of the one she sent to me. And I went to Abuja. And on Friday, got there on Wednesday. On Friday, I did the biometrics. And I came back. They did not request for the original document. And I came back. It was that night that I came back. I called her. I said, look, it's obvious that, one, this marriage is not working. It's obvious that you don't want my success. So now, as it is, it was late in the night. I said, please, you are leaving my house. That you are going to leave my house. I'm giving you now till Tuesday. Please, that you leave my house. So she said, where is she going? That she will call, she will go with my baby. I said, you are not going with my baby. So I left. I didn't say anything. I slept. On Tuesday, that was on Friday night. On Sunday, I brought my baby, my daughter. I carried her to my family's house because their church are doing Children's Day. So I carried her to my family's house. So they all went to church because the Children's Day. They asked me to bring her so that she would go with them with my cousins. So I dropped her there, and I stayed for a while. I said, let me just relax. I relaxed before going home. After 11, I went home. When I got home, I noticed that my wife, I said, let me go and check the room. I checked. She has moved all her things. She has packed her things and left. Immediately, I called the church. I called my cousin. He wasn't picking her call. I said, please, I called. She wasn't picking. I called my mom's son. Her number was switched off. And I called later, past 1. My cousin called me that they are very, very busy. He saw my missed call. That was why she's calling back. I said, okay, did my wife come to the church? She said, yes, so that she came to the church since morning, and she has gone with, they were sitting at the back. Before they knew it, they couldn't see her again. That she has left with my baby. That was on the 30th of last month. That she has gone with my baby. So I now called her, Madam, where are you? Why did you go with my baby without my consent? She said, I've asked her to go, that she has left. I said, well, you have left. So
what you are pressing on the phone, is it a response of what he's saying that you are pressing, or you are doing? You are writing down what he's saying.
So I left. I now left when she said that, and then we've already called the brother. My uncle has called the brother, so that they will call the brother and call her, so that they want to have a family meeting, so that they will resolve this issue. That was that Sunday she left by 4. So I got there by 4. She didn't come. My uncle were there. She didn't come. I called the father and I explained everything to the father. And the father said, really, he's not aware of anything. Then we didn't say anything. The next day, I went to the police station to lodge a complaint. I went to the police station to lodge a complaint. That the next day, on Monday, when I looked at my wife has left my house and has contacted my baby, she went to the church to carry her. So I lodged a complaint. I said, okay, the human right there, they should inform the human rights in police station, Ijigbo police station, which I met them. They now said, okay, I explained to them. That was where I think they said they were trying to reach her. They couldn't reach her. So on that Monday, I got home. Then I got a call from domestic violence.
Come, let me see that. I want to see the
issue of house.
Issue of which house?
House. And it's urgent that.
Excuse me, you just have to stop that. I was supposed to go out with my husband. You were disturbing, ranting, and jumping here and there all this while. I left where I'm going to attend to you. No, you just stop that and listen to what this man is saying. I'm not playing here. You just have to stop that.
So that's when I met human rights. They said they called her. They were trying to reach her. So that day, the domestic violence called me on that Monday and said I should come. When will I be chance next week to come to the office at Ikeja? I said, okay, I'll be chance. They said Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is when they always operate. I said, okay, on Tuesday by 11, I will be there. So I went back. I now went back on Wednesday to human rights to know how far, if they've actually called her. They said they now called her in my presence. Already they've sent an invitation letter. They dropped it. I don't know where to give it to her, but it was in my on top of my dining table. So they called her on phone that they've been trying to reach you. Now, when are you coming? She said she'll be coming on Wednesday after our hearing on Tuesday. So I went to. They called her. She said, okay, she'll come on Wednesday. So on that day of the hearing, which was on Tuesday, when I went to domestic violence, so they were not talking about the upkeep of the child. I said, okay, she should list the amount and let me know. So that day she now said she can't do all that prices of things has changed, that she needs to get home, that maybe where she's buying it here might be cheaper, but where she's staying now is more expensive. I say you can just put an estimate, and which she could not do it on that day. But God knows why it happens like that. So they now told us, okay, book the appointment again for Monday. And on that day, before the Monday was a public holiday, so we couldn't do it again, hold the meeting on that Monday. That was last week. So it was Wednesday that we booked for the meeting. I came back. We got there. She now sent me the list. They said she did ask her to send me the list of what to buy. So she sent the list to me on Tuesday. That why the meeting was on Wednesday. So on Wednesday now, we got there and told them plain that this list is not for me. The price, what she stated was 69,450 naira for a child that There will be 3 next month. There will be 3 years next month. Said every month, apart from clothing and other, just what she eats, 69,000. I said this list, this price she's giving me is not for me. And I made it clear to them that they should ask her. She knows I'm not working. I told her I'm not working. I'm only just hustling, do 1 or 2 things. There is no work. That I can't be paying this amount every month. They say, how about her school fees? I say, yes. The amount I'm paying here in her school, when I'm paying here, since she carried that out from my house, she carried my baby out. The amount I'm paying, if she gets any school wherever she is, that's what I'll be paying. All I will do is to add out. If I give her that money, whatever money she wants to, that if it's higher than my school, that the one I'm paying, that she will bear the burden. She will add it up. That is none of my business. For the school fees, I will pay what I know I'm paying here. That one, then we left. And I told them, they said, how much will I bring in? I told them, it's 10,000 naira that I'll be bringing every month. The school fees, I'll be taking care of that. But it should be more than what I'm paying here. So we left. They said, is that what you're saying? I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I am not working. So we left. They said I should go, that they are going to escalate it. So that was where I left. Now they're not social welfare. I came here last week when I lodged the complaint. Social welfare called me and so last week and told me to if I can come to the office this week. I said, let me check my schedule. So that was when I came. I said, okay, because then when human rights, they called her that Wednesday that she said she will come. They told her then not to go, and she did not honor the invitation when they called her on phone.
Where?
At Ejigo. She did not honor it. So now, this one, when I said, when the social welfare called me, I told social welfare, I am not coming until she come here to lodge, to answer her call, because they have sent her an invitation letter. If she does not come, this is the second time. I said, if she does not come, this is the second time. If she does not come, I will not come to social welfare. I want her to come to human rights before coming to social welfare. That was the reason why when the man now called me 2 days ago and on Monday and said, when are you coming? And I explained, I said, Oga, I won't come because she has denied to go to social welfare, to human rights twice. And I will not, if she failed not to come this second time, I will not come. They should tell her to honor the invitation before coming. So that was where I came here today, for her to come.
Okay. First, you have enough memory card in your brain, so you store enough. Thank you for downloading those things in your memory card. I want to use this medium to advise you and everybody across the globe. If you are being invited in any responsible office, police office, welfare, human rights office, quietly honor. Even if you are being invited to 5 different places, honor the invitation, listen to what you are being invited for. If you are not comfortable, you can appeal, but don't disregard or dishonor any invitation, because that will complicate issues for you. It will assume what the person alleged or said about you there is true, but you have to be there, listen to what the allegation is all about, possibly respond to it. If you are not comfortable, you can go there with your lawyer. Several people have come here with their lawyers, and every case were attended and resolve the case amicably. So if you are scared, go with your lawyer. But if you are not scared, you cannot go to any welfare office or human rights office and you'll be embarrassed or assaulted or compelled to do something that is again that is contrary to the rule of law. If you are invited in the police, go. Honor the invitation. Not honoring the invitation complicates more issues for you.
Sorry, ma. I didn't say I was. I told the man that if she honors it, and I will come. She did not.
You don't do compare like that. It's not like you are not mandating them. Tell your client to honor the other invitation. If she honor, I will honor. It sounds childish.
Yeah,
we are the one inviting her.
Okay.
But she honored. She came.
The first one she did not. Yes.
It could be her time. We've invited several people. They will call the office, please. Their particular date is not comfortable. We always give people room to choose comfortable date for themselves, and we'll check our own timetable. If it suits, we'll book the date.
She was told.
Are you done with your statement?
She was told in domestic violence not to honor the invitation.
But okay, it's all right. Let's not dwell on that. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
You give her the mic. Let's hear you. Let's hear her response.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon, please.
Thank you for the opportunity to defend myself.
You're welcome.
I won't say he's lying, but I just want to clarify things.
Okay.
I'll start from issue of when I wrote everything he was saying. I was speaking them. Issue of being a virgin or not. Can I be asking him question?
Yeah, you tell me, of course.
Okay. Did I tell you about my molestation or not? Thank you. That's the issue of virgin. Then issue of lies. Before we got married, didn't I tell you about my molestation?
But you were still saying you were still a virgin. When you were
I
molested,
asked you a question.
No,
Before we got married, did I tell you I was molested?
You were molested, but you said they could not. The person did not succeed because you
So,
were rescued immediately.
the person did
Okay,
not
hold on, please. Are you a virgin?
I'm not using that against her.
No, hold on.
So you
Are
knew
you
that
a
and you
virgin?
still got
Excuse me.
married to
not.
her.
Are you a virgin?
I'm not.
Were you a virgin as at the time you met her?
No, I'm not.
So until you are a virgin, don't look for a virgin. If you are a virgin, look for a virgin. The both of you is virgin yourself. So if you are not a virgin, don't look for a virgin.
No, I'm not. But just
Go
as she
ahead.
lied, said that she told me.
But
that she
I
was a
told you
virgin.
before we
But
got
she told
married.
you she was molested, right?
She said she was a virgin that she was.
And this
So you
molestation,
were also looking for a
I
virgin
told
to
you
be virgin.
nobody knew about it. I was begged to keep it from my parents, and I kept it all these years. But meeting you, I told you about it.
But you told your friend.
Because it was about marriage. I didn't tell my friend I wasn't a virgin. She knew I don't sleep around.
But she.
And she knew I've not had sex with any other person. Me not telling her about my molestation is something I decided to keep because she is my friend. If I can keep it from my family, she is nobody to my family. So I can decide to tell her or not tell her. So this same molestation, I kept it from my parents. I kept it from my siblings. In fact, I've told my mom now, and she was crying. Because this was what I was avoiding all these years. Because of the pain they will face because of it. I bore you to myself. And before I got married to you, I told you about it. Now, if you were not comfortable with it, why didn't you withdraw from the marriage?
Okay, Maxine, I should respond.
If you were not comfortable with
you
it, why didn't you withdraw?
I wasn't angry. I wasn't, even if you are not a virgin, I wasn't saying that we were not going to marry.
So why are you using it against me now?
You told me that you were a virgin. I was only telling you because you lied at that. I'm only telling you because of your
But
lies.
I told you
lied
before
at
we
that
got
time. Not that
married.
I was saying I can marry someone that is a
But I
prostitute.
still told you
No, don't turn
before
it
we
into
got married.
arguments. Just take your time, respond to what you
But I still told you before we got married. Even before we
I
fixed
wasn't
the
using it
marriage.
against you.
But till today, you still use it
Because
against
when
me.
you were, I'm letting
Now,
you
this
know
is
that
a
the
case of
lies that you were
molestation.
lying.
But I decided to keep it to myself. I told
My
nobody
dear
about it.
sister, let's not dwell on that.
Alright.
Being you a virgin or not virgin, we have seen people that married virgin
Even him kept
and they
something heavy
died
from me.
even in the hand of virgin. We have seen people that married virgin
And
and
still
they
died
could not
in the-
succeed in the marriage. So virgin or no virgin is not the bone of contention. The issue is that what led to the separation of the marriage. The people marry from the hotel and they are the
Exactly.
best
From the
wife
clubhouse.
ever.
Yes.
So you must not have a virgin to have a good wife. And you must not have somebody that is a church goer or a Christian or what is it called to be a good husband or be a good wife. Good character or everything is in the heart of every woman being. So let's keep the virginity aspect of it.
I wanted to defend that because if you're talking about lying, you kept the girl you had a relationship with about you going to do and meet her people that she got pregnant along the line for you. You didn't tell me how heavy it was. It was after our prayers that girl called you to tell you she has freed you.
But I told you.
That she has done what?
That she has freed him. Because this is something, you hurt somebody, she said something out of anger about he and the girl. So it was something that was holding him. You know, when you hurt somebody, the person can out of anger lay a curse on you. So after the prayers, that was when you told me the details of all those things. I told you, me, if I'm the one, you hurt me, and I had the right to lay a curse on you. Even before we got married, when you told me you had somebody, you were into something, I kept on telling you, call that girl and settle with her. Okay, that one apart. You brought up the issue of my brother's house. Now, I left my brother's house. My brother wanted me to go for BSc, and I had OND at the moment. I was on my IT at NMPC. But I got admission at the moment for HND, and he refused to pay my fees. That was what prompted our disagreement and all those things. Now, he beat me up that night. I called my friend, Chisom. I told her I can't stay here again. If it's because I didn't take BSc, I got admission for HND, that is making him angry, that I told him to give me money to pay for my fees, that is making him angry, I can't stay here. That was why I left. My brother did not throw me out. So the next one is, before wedding pictures, the person you said I had something to do with. I tried to check for the pictures, I didn't find them. But there was a time I saw it, but I don't know the folder where it went, because it's not this phone I was using all this while. It's on memory card. So, but if I happen to see it, I will show you the pictures. So now, this is a friend that came. I joined him to a burial, and we came back. We took pictures in my lodge, and nothing happened between us. You saw the pictures.
Then already you were in a relationship with this man?
Yeah, I was in a relationship with him. I was in a relationship with him. It wasn't 2 weeks to the wedding. It wasn't 2 weeks to the wedding. I wish I can get the pictures, because pictures have dates.
2 weeks to the wedding.
But I will still check after I drop this mic. I will check vividly to get that pictures. Now, after that one, another one is the first time you hit my head on the wall. I don't know the misunderstanding that prompted that night. I can't remember. But meanwhile, before then, 2017, we got married. December 2017, you called a family meeting for me. And we discussed a lot of things, said a lot of things. I was down. I said, if I had knew, and part of the discussion was Babi Jebu life.
But did you pleaded with him about the picture?
I can't remember that scenario, but I can remember the one of NYSC guy, because that was before I married, so I can't remember. I put that one. I don't want to say something I will not paraphrase, so I rather not get into it. But I know he saw the pictures definitely, but I can't remember what conversation we had that day.
The posture was like how?
It's hugging somebody and snapping picture. No, nothing attached, because the guy knew I was getting married, so he came around and asked me to go with him to the burial. So nothing attached to that.
The guy's burial?
No, the cousin's father's burial.
This guy's cousin?
No.
The other guy?
Yes.
Cousin's burial?
The cousin's father's burial.
You are getting married, you already have a serious future, and you are following another man to his cousin's cousin's brother's burial.
He's my friend, and he asked me to join him to the burial. And these are the people I knew.
With his own approval?
No, not with his approval.
With his approval?
No.
You just went
I
on
just
your own.
accompanied him to the burial.
What was the excuse you gave to him?
He didn't even know I went.
You just left. Then were you people together?
No. I was in school. I was in school then. So I accompanied, even with my friend, because my friend was in the house that period. My friend then, Amara. So she knew, every one of us went together to the burial and back. So after he saw the pictures, I can't remember what happened after that. Let me not paraphrase what I don't know. Then 2017 we got married, and 2017 December you called a family meeting on me. And part of the family meeting was Babi Jebu life, the lifestyle. So after the meeting, out of that being down and all those things, I said, if I had knew this was how you were, I wouldn't have continued.
Then
Your sister-in-law.
You guys were married then?
Yes. Your sister-in-law said, you don't talk like that. Marriage have issues. So you settle it. So after that one, January 2018, you dropped your job. Before you dropped your job, you didn't tell me. You never had a conversation. And when I found out you did, I told you, even if you're earning 10 naira, please hold on to it. Let me finish. I will continue. We joined together. I was in school. I was.
And he dropped his job?
Yes, and I was pregnant.
He working?
He was working at Apapa.
Without telling you?
He didn't tell me he was dropping the job.
You think he dropped or he was sacked?
He dropped.
How do you know he dropped?
He told me he dropped. He wasn't sacked.
And you confirmed he dropped?
Yes. Even when I told him you're not supposed to drop, he said the work is stressing him. I said, even if it's stressing you, can you please hold on? At least I'm in school and I'm pregnant. And it's now that I need your support the most because this is almost my finals. He dropped the job. It caused a big issue then. That was when the siblings called me and said, whatever I need, I should be calling them to ask them for money. I told them I didn't grow up asking people for money. I trained myself in school. So I grew up being independent of myself. So asking people for money is something I find it very hard to do. So because I see it as his responsibility, I don't know how to be asking another person. So after that, I called them. That time they gave me money for textbook that period. Then even then, he called my mom when the issue came up and told my mom that he should warn me, he should warn the daughter. That was where my mom came into the picture. My mom called me. What happened? I told mommy, he dropped his job. And I told him not to drop this job. And that is what is causing issue. So my mom called him. In-law, you're not supposed to drop your job. Please, if you cannot take care of my daughter. This is what he told me my mom told him, though I didn't know. I didn't hear the conversation. That if you cannot take care of my daughter, you should bring her back. So he has been carrying this on his mind for years. The day he told me about it, I told him, when my mom said it, why didn't you tell my mom, Mommy, why would you talk like that? Mommy, it's not good now. This is your mother-in-law. Mommy, I don't like what you did. Instead of you carrying it on your heart for years, and you're using it against my mom. That one passed. 2017, and nothing serious happened. Then 2018.
How old is the marriage?
4 years now. So 2018 was I can't put in place, but then 2019. That was the first time you hit my head to the wall. I don't know. I can't remember. That's what I can't put up. I don't. But my sister was in my house that period, so she was the one that heard when he hit my head on the wall, and now came out and dragged me out. I should come out from that place. So I called my parents to tell them.
Your elder sister?
No, my younger sister, a relative though. So I called my younger one, called his family, see what he did. After that, it was the mom told him, okay, you're not supposed to do this because I didn't you hit the head on the wall and she fell and died. What would you have told people? So that was the first time. Then the second scenario was 2019 November. I have the picture. Please, can I ask you one question?
Let's have the picture.
Can I ask you one question? This issue of gas, which year did it happen? Last year, February. It was last year, February. Because it was throughout last year that I wasn't talking with any of the family. It was last year, February. So this picture I'm about to show her is bearing the date of 2019 November. And that was the day you beat me up. And that was the day I raised knife for you. Let me show you. Sorry, my phone is slow. You swipe, you see the second one. It's carrying the date.
I want to show you. This is her head. You can see her forehead. There's a big hole there. You can see it from the picture. Did you actually do this?
That was when she hit me on my stomach.
Please give him the.
When I did this was when she hit me on my stomach.
The day
She
you
knew-
went to meet her in the
kitchen when I was very sick.
Or you said that
She knew where my sickness is. It was in my stomach. And she now kicked me. And she knows even little touch, you can't even touch me when it comes to my stomach. And she's aware of it.
Okay,
Yes.
she was just standing in the kitchen.
She carried knife that she come and meet her.
No.
Okay.
At least she went to the kitchen, standing there. She had not come to meet you in the parlor. Because kitchen according to Buhari, belong to the women. She went to the kitchen, you left, people were arguing. Then you left where you were staying. And you know you had stomach problem. You met her there, carrying knife. She had not come to you with the knife. Then she now hit your stomach. The same her standing there with knife have not come to you. Then she hit your stomach. You now hit her head on the wall. Is that what you're
No,
trying to tell
I
us?
didn't hit her on
How
the
does it happen?
Yeah. When she was insulting me, I was really provoked. One, because of what she did, not giving my mother a gas. So that was where the quarrel started. So I went in there when she was upon what she did with no remorse of what she did. I went to the kitchen to meet her when she was insulting me that I'm a useless man, saying all sorts of things about me. Now I went to her in the kitchen when I said I should come and near her when she was holding a knife. She was holding a knife. That's where I held her hand to try to remove the knife from her. That's when I held her.
That's November.
That was when I held her.
November 28, 2019.
Was the same day. So that was when I held her neck. I held her when she now kicked me on my stomach. So it was the pain that I used. I drew back and now punched her. That was what happened. I know that I didn't regret what I did on that moment.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, please, ma. I hope you don't mind. Please, can we check November 28, 2019 to know if it was a Sunday?
November 28, 2019. Continue while we check the date.
Okay, the issue that happened on November 2019 was because of your sickness, and that was what caused this beating. Now, a revelation came about you. We've been going to hospitals, and nothing was coming forth on Friday. Thank you, ma. So, and the gas thing happened on a Sunday morning. So this doesn't relate.
Okay.
So the beating wasn't on gas. It was on his health. That's what I wanted to clarify. We didn't fight during the gas thing. We didn't have any confrontation. And this thing happened by 4:03 p.m. on 28 November 2019, on Friday. So that day, I came back from church that day because I go for fellowship somewhere. So we were talking about it, that he should go to church so he will pray himself out. Because me, I'm tired of going from one hospital to one hospital without knowing what is wrong. That was what prompted the disagreement. And you rushed me to where I was standing near the dining. You started hitting me. While you were hitting me, I was fighting back. I now rushed. Yes. I now rushed inside the kitchen and said, "You shouldn't touch me again. Don't touch me again." While you were rushing, my daughter held your leg and you pushed her out.
How old was the daughter?
She was 219. She was too small. She was too small. It was out of the pushing that I myself told you, "Leave me alone now. I will hit your tummy." You refused, and I hit your tummy so you can leave me. I picked up a knife that day, but I can't use a knife on you because anything can happen, and I wasn't ready to take a blame for someone's death. I dropped back the knife. Now, if I wanted to use that knife on you, I would have at least given you a scar. That's what I want you to understand.
What happened to your face here that they have stitch? I
fell when I was running for a dog.
Dog?
Dog.
Okay.
I'm afraid of dogs, so it entered. I was running. I was still small. So I was running, I fell on
No,
this.
when you were entering, I would have lost out our dog. You
No,
run back.
I will run. So I carried my bag that day. I went to your mother's house. Before I left, I called your sister. Auntie, see what your brother did on my forehead because of church. That I will go and lay a complaint on police station. Your sister said, no, it has not gotten to that. I went to your mother's place. I told your mom this was what happened. I'm not going back to the house. I packed my bag, I left. And when your mom called you, you were still on your right. That why would she talk to me? What? After that, your mom said, oh, yeah, carry them and go home. That we've settled this. We said, no, you're not carrying us. Your mom met me and told me, please carry your bag and go home. I still went back home. After that, that was settled. Now, till February 2020, that's last year, that was when the issue of gas happened. But before then, my NYSC, the friend you're talking about, he flirted with me, but I still maintain the fact that as a married woman, I can't sleep with someone outside. Yes, I was having emotional imbalance at the moment, and I needed someone to be talking to. And that was why I kept the communication open. But I told you in front of the VRST, if you're ready to take me to any place, to take an oath, I am ready to do that. But hope you are ready to face the consequence. That was what I told you.
What should be the consequence?
Because of false allegation.
Go
Because if you go to somewhere to take an oath, and this person is innocent, you're facing the consequences of the false allegation, right? So I told him, if he's ready to take me to anywhere, I'm ready to go and take an oath. That guy did not even kiss me, let's talk of any other thing.
It was just a chat flirting.
It was just a flirtatious chat. Fish was normal to come up because at the moment, I wasn't getting attention from my husband. I wasn't getting anything, emotional, anything from him. It has been that way. So now down to the gas thing. Your mom called that morning and called you. When I came out, you only told me my mom is coming to carry the big gas. I should use the small gas. I told you, it's not done that way now. At least you would have liaised with me. See, how we go do this thing now. You don't just take a decision and pass the decision, knowing that this is Sunday morning, I'm supposed to cook. And that single gas, I find it hard to cook. Let's talk of cooking stew and rice on a Sunday morning on that same gas. That was what I told you.
Gas.
Yeah, it's a single gas. Then the other one is for table gas. So I called the mom. I told Mommy, how we want to do this thing now? I want cook rice and stew. Mom said, I think I told her I had a gas, another gas. He said, okay, that I should be cooking stew. That she's boiling rice already. And what she's going to bring was white rice. So I can use that single gas to cook stew. That was the agreement I had with your mom. I dropped the call. You were still ranting. I told you, all these ones you're saying is not necessary because I already had an agreement with Mommy. He picked up the phone. He called the mom back. You shouldn't bring any food like that. That she should use the small gas in the house. What? The mom called me and said, oh, you even had another gas in the house. Why didn't you use it and cook rice and stew? I said, Mommy, because if I use that one gas to cook rice and stew, number one, it will be so stressful for me. That was why I said, how are we going to do this? But regardless, after this whole...
Did your mother-in-law come to borrow the gas?
He called him, yes.
To come and pick the gas?
He called him that someone was coming to pick it.
Okay, and you had just one gas?
I had two gas.
So
One for table gas and one single other gas.
The table gas, is it just single table gas or?
It's double.
So why are you not using that?
That was what I was supposed to use that morning, but she needed that big gas for that table gas.
Okay, go ahead.
One is a single
gas.
Cylinder. Yes, she needed the cylinder.
Gas that you need to connect to the burner.
Yes.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So that was what she needed. So even after that, after we settled that, I wasn't talking with any of your siblings because I tried to shout your sister that period. But meanwhile, let me rewind to 2018. when I was in school, when you dropped your job. Remember that period after your job saga, I wasn't talking to my friend. So she wasn't sending me money in school. So you were the one sending me money. You sent me little money. I was pregnant, I was in school. I sent you this message. I don't know, all these things were still on my memory card because it's the same memory card I've been using for all these years. So let me check for the message. This is the message, ma'am. You sort and see the next one. It's a screenshot.
Which of them am I reading?
My own is the green one. His own is the white one.
Maybe till when you start being, what is it? Is it trauma? Okay, let me zoom out. Maybe till when you start being transparent in whatever you do. I will not, okay, maybe you think I will not be okay. Maybe you think I will never get to find out that the 5K you, what is it? Is it there?
You were being paid.
That is not what you wrote here. The 5K, okay, you are writing abbreviation.
Yes.
You were being paid was increased to 10K, but till today, even when I tell you I am broke, you still have that kind to send someone in school. I'm pregnant as well. 3K, don't worry. Pregnant. Well, I know they read the shorthand message. 3K, don't worry, my dear. One day everything will be open to the world to see, which is today. So you are a prophetess. Then he now said, you are the worst mistake I have ever made in his entire life. That he caused the day he set his eyes on you, and from that day henceforth you will be treated as one. And so the screenshot did not use the screenshot half.
That's why I say she swipe this.
Okay. You'll be treated as one, and if any of your family call me to say trash is not a threat, you will hear the outcome. You now laugh.
That's 218. That's 218. This has been on my memory card, the same memory card I've been using. So that's rewind to 218. Now 220.
You are like
After
that
that,
you are bringing man to the house, to his house. To his matrimonial
the
home.
issue of, that's what I talked about, being flex errors and all those things.
Okay, so you actually brought the guy to his house?
I didn't bring him to his house. He visited. And I told him
That
he
is
was
it now.
wrong.
When they ask bringing man to his house, does that mean did you go out to back the man, or did you use crate to bring the man to the
He
house?
visited. He's a friend.
And that is bringing the man to the house. Okay, let's just be Polish in the English of bringing. Do you actually invited someone to the house, or did any man friend of yours visited the house when
He
you were?
visited the house and he was aware the guy was coming.
I was aware of two. And he was coming.
How is it two? If I told you that same day he came, he came for our daughter's birthday. He came for Shuk's daughter's birthday.
The
That's
person you
two.
were flirting with on phone.
I wasn't flirting with. He was flirting with.
It's both ways now. You were responding to his chat.
So he came for Shuk's own, and he came for this one that you were not around in the house. So that's 3. So I don't know the fourth one you're talking about.
I was aware of 2.
So how did you know he came for
It
shoots
was during
then?
the chat. I got to know that you also came for my neighbor's birthday downstairs. On the 6th,
Downstairs.
on the 16th,
He didn't
yes.
even come to my house. It was shoots he was
came,
helping.
Then he, of course, he came to, during the chat. Then he came to the house. Now he entered the house.
It was shoots he was helping. It was shoots he came that day to help. I
But
never
this-
had,
did
and
you
every
tell
one
me?
of us, we were downstairs.
Did you tell
And
me?
assisting
the guy
shoots.
entered your apartment before now.
How?
The guy in question, has he entered when he was visiting? Because both
He
of
came
them
for
are-
my daughter's birthday.
That was the first time.
He came for Shook's birthday, and he came for this one. He wasn't around.
What was his reason of coming when your
When he
husband was not
visited,
around?
he was aware, but he wasn't around.
What was the reason she told you? Why was the guy visiting you?
Okay.
What was the reason?
The last one.
Yeah.
That she told me that he will be coming. Then I never had anything in mind that, of course, if he wants to be coming, if she tells me he's coming to the house, I will say no problem, because she said they are friends. That person assisting her during youth service. So I don't.
What
I
kind
didn't
of
see-
friendship would they be keeping again and whatever?
Yeah, so it was that day when he came the last time, when I got to the house, I called her. She said she's seeing him off. So she came to when I was turning fuel in the gen. That got me suspicious that something is going on between them.
And
Okay,
and the thing,
hold on, how?
Yes, that went why I got the suspicion. But I was talking to her, the way she was responding, we were having issues. But the way she was responding to me, like, I mean, my husband don't see me with somebody or don't catch me, or maybe find out something about them, which I never had. But when I was turning fuel downstairs, when she came down, when she just saw the guy off and came back, and she was behind me, which I know normally she would just walk upstairs, go to the house, because she wasn't talking to me. Just walk up. But I was surprised when she was behind me. I don't look at her. Any problem? She said, no, she just tried to come to stay behind me and watch me. So I didn't
I
say
told
anything.
you,
So
it's
that was
because
when
you called
the
me.
guilt, there was this guilt all over her. There
see,
was this-
tomorrow you see this issue of this guy. You are
There
still
was-
talking an
There
assumption.
was this guilt all over her that got me suspicious.
See, tomorrow you are talking an assumption.
There
You
was
see
this
this
guilt.
particular guy.
There was
I don't
this
mind
guilt
going to
all
NYC
over.
camp to look for his
There
number.
was this guilt all over her
But is it
that
not the
made me
person
got
that hold on,
suspicious.
hold on? Is it not the same man you said was flirting with you often?
Yes, he was. No, before then he wasn't doing that. Before then, he
When
wasn't.
did he started doing that? After when?
After he visited the second time, that day he wasn't in the house.
For the birthday.
No, that day he wasn't in the house. That was when he started saying all sort of things that he liked me, what, all these things.
So what do you expect from somebody that visited a married woman or visited a young lady or visited a woman, that there is no third party? Is it not what I was discussing with some of you today?
My daughter
Go
was
ahead.
around and my house girl then.
Go ahead, please.
They were in the house. So that's the issue of that NYSC guy. So if you think it's a lie, I don't mind going to NYSC office, Baja, to ask them, Platoon 9, they can look for his number. I will bring it so he'll come and defend himself. So now down to me giving him money. Please, I did not give him money. I did not. Me that is looking for who will give me, will give somebody. Okay. Okay. Now to this year, because throughout last year, throughout the lockdown, I was working, so we barely had conversations. So I go to work, I come back. So till this year, he had issue with the cousin brother about a laptop he sold without his consent. So that day they were physical. It was physical with the boy. So when we were going home, he packed the car somewhere to go and buy something. While we were there, I opened the car down. I didn't know opening the car down runs the battery of the car. When he came in, he said, "Why did you leave this car open? Don't you know it runs the battery down?" I said, I didn't know. And I told his brother, Emeka, at least you would have,
Go ahead.
Emeka, at least you would have told me that this car, this opening of the door, runs the battery down. Emeka looked at me. He did not talk. He threw away his face. In my mind. So when he came back and told me, why did I open the car down? I told him, Emeka, at least you would have told me that opening the car runs the battery down. Emeka looked at me. He threw away his face. Like, who is talking? So in my mind, I said, is it because you had an issue with my brother, my husband? Is that why you have to transfer it down to me? Does it warrant you ignoring me that way? That was what I was saying in my mind. I didn't say it out. Till, if you see, I just greet him normal and pass. So unlike before, I will play with him when I see him. But since he gave me the attitude, I took my step back. I don't want to be caught up in their problem. I wanted to count myself out. Now, Emeka greeted me that day. I came back. He greeted me. He said, yeah, well, welcome. I said, thank you. I didn't respond to him well. When I got upstairs, before I entered, I saw his face. It was one kind. I went upstairs. I said, why is your face like this? He said, nothing. I said, is there any problem? He said, nothing. And I said, the way you're talking to these boys, you know it's because of me that are respecting you. What? He said what he said. I said, is that what you have to say? At least you would have asked me a question. Why did you respond to my cousin that way? Not just jumping into conclusion. And meanwhile, this person you're talking of is my age mate. So you would have asked question first. Is they saying, they are older than me, they're older? I said, no, they are not. Because I've seen their birth certificate. They are one of their CVs. So I know their age. They are not older than me. At least give me the regards by asking me, Madam, what happened? Why are you responding to these boys like this? And hear my parts. But you jumped into conclusion. So that day he was talking. I said, please, I don't want to make noise. I left him. I went down. That was how that one started. We went back home. He wasn't talking to me. I wasn't talking to him. Till we traveled to Igodo for the father's remembrance. Then when we were there, because since that issue of gas last year, I wasn't in good communication with the siblings. So I always stay on my own. Because secondly is I don't want what I would do. Someone will say I've misstepped like this. Or if I move like this, will say problem. But in the morning I come out, I do my chores, do everything I want to do. But to sit down and chit chat, I don't do it. I'm always in the room. So, and meanwhile we weren't talking. Till, yes. Because of, no, remembrance. That was because of the cousin brother.
You brought the issue of cousin brother to marriage.
Yes.
Cousin brother.
Yes.
You guys struggle.
So we weren't talking. So while we were in the village, the day my parents came for Imabogo to come and know the in-laws' house, we were cooperating. Nobody knew we are having issues. So just for, if I want to ask him, pretense. So we were pretending, talk to him. My mom even noticed, what is wrong? Why are you and your husband not talking? I said, nothing. They are talking. So he's pretending something, so they will not know something was happening. So when they left, we went back to our normal way of communication. So after then, when we were now leaving, in the morning we were leaving, the mother came and said, you are very wicked. You get a dirty mind. So you and your husband know they talk all this while, and you kept quiet to it. What? You did not even say thank you to your husband. You came to me and said thank you. I said, Mommy, the reason why I said thank you to you first was because you ran around that day, and as an elderly, you're supposed to thank you first. Now, thanking my husband and Auntie Dodi, I said, by the time we finish everything and go back to Lagos, I'll call the both of them. I'll now say, thank you very much for your assistance. So it's not like I wasn't ready to say thank you, but I needed everything to end. And Mommy, why I thanked her was, as an elderly, she went around to buy things for cooking that day, and she cooked as well. So that was why I needed to take her that particular day for the stress. So till when we were leaving, she now said that I told her when I get back to Lagos, I needed to thank every one of them. She said, okay, that at least I would have gone to my husband to go and say thank you. I said, Mommy, it's not like that now.
Anyway, what happened that led to you going out of the house with the baby?
Okay, Sorry, ma'am. There is another one he pointed at, paying money for a job. Before the money for a job, he was caught up in an act of Babi Jebu. He lost a lot of money there. So that day, that was after they settled the debts he owed in the money he collected for Babi Jebu, because he didn't use it in the house. So after that, the thing came up. I can check the date I had a chat with the sister to please send us 10,000. It wasn't end of the month already. So what? Please,
Go ahead.
can I check the chat of the sister?
No, not really necessary. I want to know why, what caused
So,
this particular thing.
That day I chatted the sister, please, auntie, can you complete money for him so he will pay for Babi Jebu? Because she was angry at you, he said she can't. I said, me, I have limited. What I had on my account was 10,000 naira as at that day. I told you, I'm sorry, I cannot release this 10,000 naira. Because a story might come up tomorrow and you will not pay me back this money. I said, I can't release it. This is all I have in my account and I'm going to work on Monday. I don't want a situation where you will tell me, sorry, I couldn't make the money up. What. At the long run, I'll be stranded. That was why I refused to release that 10,000. And I told you it was only 10,000 in my account. That was why I had to call your siblings to please, if they can complete it for you to pay your job. But at the long run, you were angry, you collected your money. So till, as at June, middle of June, my mom happened to be in Lagos.
Continue.
My mom happened to be in Lagos. Okay. My mom happened to be in Lagos, and she came to Lagos. I didn't bother to call her to know how far, when are you coming, how far, all those things. My brothers were the one that called me. I'm in how far? Will you come to this side? It was Chijoke precisely, because Chinedu had been avoiding his call because of the message he got because of you. So it was Chijoke that called me. How far are you coming to our side? We are hanging out and we have something to show you. I said, what's that? He said, when you come first. I said, okay. I told them, since it's public holiday on Wednesday, Thursday, I will be coming around. When you came back at night, I told you, we are going to my brother's place. And depending on the time we come back, we might definitely come back, or we come back the next day. He said, no, I'm not taking Jasmine. I said, for what? He said, nothing, I'm not taking Jasmine. I called your mom, your sister. I told her, see what you did, or see what. He said, did I ask the reason? I said, he didn't give me reason. So when she now started asking you, he said, it's because my mom came to Lagos, not even in our house. But because my mom came to Lagos and I didn't let you know. And since you knew my mom was in Lagos, why didn't you reach out to her? If you had nothing against her, why didn't you reach out to her? Mommy, I hear say you dey Lagos. You don't even say make you reach our side. Oh, mommy, I hear say you dey Lagos. We go come see you. But you knew, you kept it to yourself. So, when you now said it's because my mom came to Lagos, I told you, I didn't know my mom was in Lagos. And meanwhile, my mom being in Lagos shouldn't be a reason why you will say, I can't carry my child to go and see my mom. She started ranting, started saying all sort of things. That was where the argument started. The first time you held my neck, you pushed me to the chair. The sister was on the phone begging you, don't beat her. Brother, please prepare and leave. You were still ranting. You were saying a lot of things. I was saying is a lie. I didn't know my mom was coming to Lagos. I know I lack the issue of communication. It's a problem to me. But I don't take it as something that will drain me, because I have my life to live. Even when your siblings called, I don't keep communication. I told them, I lack keeping communication with people. It's a problem I have. And it's because of all these years, I've been building on myself. So I always concentrate on what to make my life better, how to find my way out, what to do next, how to work my way, how to save, all those things. So I rarely think of calling people for help. I didn't grow up with calling people out for help. So, you held my neck the first time and pushed me to the chair.
Go ahead.
Okay, you held my neck the first time you pushed me to the chair. That's the third time you're raising your hand on me. You pushed me to the chair. Your sister was on the phone begging you, bros, no bitter. Prepare and leave the house. You were still saying things, saying all those things. I was defending myself because you were putting up things, stories. While you were saying them, I was defending myself. So when it got to an extent, you slapped me on my face. The picture is on my phone. The picture, you see that night, I recorded everything. It's on my phone. Everything that happened that night is on my phone. Just for you to let me. So
Voice or what?
voice notes. Immediately I noticed he was saying all sort of things and all those things on my recorder. Because it can, okay, would I say, when I started recording everything we talk about, is when I noticed you say things, you change it. Now, our conversation, right from last year, I always keep record of it. Right from last year, it's on my phone. Just have that in mind. So even if you deny that you didn't hit me, the record is on my phone. I have it on my phone. So that day, because every conversation I'm having with you, I keep record. I own my record of that day.
No problem. You are repeating your statements.
So the second time you slapped me and you said, I've slapped you. And if you mess up again, I'm going to beat you. So you call your brothers. They will come here. I'll beat them as well. After that night, my mom called me later in the morning. She said, yeah, well, what happened? I told her, I said, Mommy, but your my husband hit me. He said, you told her you didn't hit me, that you didn't hit me. I said, Mommy, he slapped me and he held my neck and pushed me to the chair. And this is the third time he's doing that. He's raising his hands on me. He said, all she knows is that we should settle the issue ourselves.
So what happened that very day you left the house?
So after that, 2 weeks, he didn't apologize for raising his hands. And what prompted the issue was because my mom was in Lagos in my brother's house and I didn't tell him. That was why we had that disagreement. So after then, 2 weeks, he didn't tell me, he didn't talk to me, he didn't even apologize. Oh, sorry for hitting you. Now, he woke up and one night he came back. He said he needs a marriage certificate that he's traveling to Abuja. I turned. Me, I'm always inquisitive at times. I turned. I said, what are you traveling to Abuja with it for? He said, no, he didn't reply me. He kept mute. I said, what do you need the marriage certificate for? Is this something urgent? He didn't reply me. I said, okay, I will check for it because to open a pension account, the name on my BVN is still different from the name on my NIN. So in order to back that up, opening a pension account, you need name. You need your name, means of identification, and you need it to rhyme with your BVN. So to support the document that you're a married woman, you need your marriage certificate, and you need every other affidavit. Is it true? Thank you. That was why I took the document to the office. Because I was trying to know if I can change the name on my name. So he called me that morning and checked for the marriage certificate there in the office because it wasn't in the house. I checked where I usually keep it.
Is it a personal office?
Yes, it's a personal. I stay alone in the office.
Okay.
So I checked for it where I used to keep it. It wasn't there. I called him, please. You should please help me check for the document in the house. Where else I know I usually keep them because it contains both my HND certificate, every of my life certificate in fact. So I was becoming afraid because this has my life and without this I'm not moving forward. I have to remain stagnant. That was when I started crying. But at the second thought, I remembered where I entered. The offices I entered because of photocopy or all those things. That was what gave me hope. I said, well, I will go back to the offices to check how I misplaced it. I know it must be somewhere. Either I left it somewhere. So I wasn't afraid that much. So he now left for Abuja. Later, I went to the places where I went to because of name. Ikeja, I went to Ikeja actually. But coming back, I still branched to one malam that sells things in our side. So it was there I left this.
In Malam's place.
Yes. So it's in a bag. He left it for me. When I asked him, he brought it down. I took it back. I thanked him. Now, that was the issue of marriage certificates. When he traveled, I noticed, I heard his conversation with the siblings, where he was saying whatever he was saying, but he never mentioned to the siblings that he raised his hand for the third time on me. Even when the brother talked of the money of the thing, he said what he said. The brother said, I should call her. He said, no need of calling her. And I heard when he was saying that, it's getting to an extent where I will tell her, Madam, Oya, come, let's go and fight for divorce. I heard every one of them. Even before this Canada stuff came out, or before you went for it, I heard you on call with another person, still telling the person you can't take your wife to travel out of Nigeria. And this is the same thing you came to tell me that it's for our good. So you had an ulterior motive because after all, you are the first person leaving. You had an ulterior motive. You on that call telling the person you can't take your wife to travel. I still kept quiet.
In the house?
Yes. It was on call in the parlor. I was in the room. He didn't know I was still awake. I was hearing your call. It's not even the first time. You've been telling that to your siblings. Severally, I've told you, please, if he's traveling out, that is your problem. Please, can you do your papers and go? I don't want to go with you. Because traveling out is not my life. I'm still a fresh graduate and I know what I did in school. I can defend my certificates. At least I can look for a job. I'll be working here while you get your balance there. He said, why will I be saying things like that? Severally, if you bring up traveling, even the traveling things, 2 times, you've done it at my back. You've tried to, even though it didn't work. But I still kept quiet on it. And severally I've told you, please do for alone yourself. Leave me and my daughter. Cool. If your problem that is that I will travel and leave you, that if I wanted to leave you, I would have done it in Nigeria. And there is nothing that will happen about it.
So what happened that very day?
Nothing. I just heard him on that call.
No, on that very the day you left
The day he left the house, he came back from Abuja that night. I called the brother before he came back. I told the brother, look at what happened. I first of all had to clear misconception where I lied to them because we needed to get money to settle for his debt of Babi Jobu stuff. So I had to clear the concept. Please, that money wasn't for my family. You should ask your brother what the money was for. He said, I should tell him. I said, no, he should tell you himself. So he came back. The brother called him out of, I don't know if it was out of anger to confront him. So out of the anger, he came back. He woke me up around 12:30 something to 1. He said, Madam, since I can't take care of you, I need you to leave my house from now till Tuesday. I said, what of Jasmine? I recorded it too.
Jasmine, who is Jasmine?
My daughter. I said, what of Jasmine? Please give me some time to fix a place where I will stay. He said, I should leave my daughter and go. I should come and be checking up on her. I said,
how old is the girl?
2 years. She will be 3 by July. I should come and be checking up on her. I told you it's not true. I carried this girl alone in school while I was writing an exam. So you don't expect me to leave her. And the female from Bayamata to leave her behind and leave. So please, it's either you give me time till she finish school, I will leave. At the time you said you can't give me time. I said, okay, please give me time till Saturday. Let me fix up where I will stay. You said no. That you've told me what you told me. I should leave before Tuesday. I said, okay, no problem. I will leave. I got up. I started packing my things. But up till now, you call people around to tell the people that I left the house on my mother's instruction, which is not true. You forgot you were the person that told me I should leave your house before Tuesday night. And while you were on call the following morning, you were telling your mother that if I don't leave the house before Tuesday, you were going to throw me out. So how do I still stay in the same house where it was coming with threats? To leave the house.
Hence you left.
Yes. But before I left, I called domestic violence. I told them, look at the situation of things. He said, okay, if I can leave. I told them, now the issue is my daughter. He said, if I can be able to live with my daughter, no problem. But if it's going to cause issue, leave the child and go. So that morning, for the first time, my husband willingly getting up to prepare my daughter. Because I remember, while I was preparing for work, I woke you up 2 nights, 2 morning, early in the morning. Please help me and bathe this girl while I fix up what I'm doing in the kitchen. At least by when I come out, it will be easier for me. You labeled me that I'm not a wife material. This is a girl you are lying down on the same bed with. So to get up and help me bathe her while I get things ready and still rush to do my things. I was literally rushing. I was literally slimming down because of the stress. And financially, at times I don't disturb you. Because I knew you were not doing anything. Now, please wake up and help me bathe this child. You labeled me that I'm not a wife material. That Sunday morning, you woke up. You prepared her for church. The same you that was on call with your siblings. You said by Sunday morning, if I don't prepare Jasmine, they will hear from you.
Prepare her how?
For church. That was before that Sunday. It was the period this thing happened. He said he was on call with his siblings. He said, by Sunday morning, if I don't wake up to prepare Jasmine, they will hear from you. Sunday morning, I had to wake up and prepare Jasmine for you. Just for you not to hit me again. If you like, you can deny. I heard your call in the parlor. I heard your conversation. So now, you're telling me to leave the house and giving me time duration. Ma, am I supposed to stay back and see the results?
Okay, you are done, right?
So, meanwhile, he called a family meeting again on me, the 3rd time.
After you left? Or
No,
before you left?
before I left. That's after hitting me. That same Sunday, as he saw me packing my things when he said I should leave, he now went to call a family meeting for me. They now fixed the family meeting on Sunday. I left that Sunday.
The family meeting, does it
I don't know.
family meeting that comprises your family, his family, or only his family?
I don't know how he fixed it. It was the mom that called me that I should come to her house by 4 p.m. that she wants to see me. That was before I left. It was when I left, when I got to my brother's place, that he was telling me that someone else still called her, that he should come for a meeting. That he's busy, he can't go.
Okay, they called your brother?
Yes.
That's for a meeting?
Yes.
And you were not told?
No, they didn't tell me they called my brother.
So they didn't tell?
They didn't tell me it was a meeting that involved everybody. It was my brother, and I was now telling me, I said, so they fixed meeting on me. And the mom was the one that called me. Iyawo, I want to see you by 4 p.m. May we talk. I said, okay, mommy,
Is
I will
the mom
come.
Yoruba?
No, she's Delta. That was what happened that day. They didn't tell me it was a family meeting.
So you left you left with a child and your
Yes,
personal
I went
things.
to church to pick the child. I left with my personal things. I had to leave.
All right. Give this to how it's been done here before. Did you actually ask her to leave? I don't want any lies here because virtually it's like every of your allegations. I don't even see anyone that she denied, except on the ground that she feels okay. Yes, it's happened, but not what you think. When you talk about the virginity, she said, yes, I told you I was molested or abused when I was a child. Then second one, she said, yes, I brought someone to your house, you are aware, there's nothing beyond that, which I know. That is totally, when I say totally, I don't know, even if this case will be presided by President, what is it called? Who is the American president now? Joe Biden, because I'm not interested in knowing. Right? Which is the highest level of the Western world. I will not in any way believe that it will accept that a married woman will keep relationship with an opposite sex to the extent of allowing the person visiting her matrimonial home. I'm not talking from the African perspective. I'm talking about the whole world, down to the Western world. Nobody, no man, no woman that is not insane that will accept that or do that. No matter the level of your exposure, of course, in the Western world, I understand there are sections or states or city where husband and wife take themselves there. You have sex with an opposite sex, your spouse also have with an opposite sex. Possibly, such people is obtainable. But I believe if that is not the initial agreement, if it comes to that, they will not still accept. So, however, you can be too aggressive to a point that you will not even know the right thing to do per time. I'm talking to you now as a man. You are too concerned of how to quarrel. Drop that phone. No, I don't want to be talking and you are pressing your phone. I'm not that kind of person. For those that know me, I've tolerated you enough and I don't want you to provoke me. You are so concerned of how you will slap, how you will hit head on the wall, you are not sensitive. Because if you are sensitive, all this will have led to violence. It's what you will iron and discuss. Even if both of you is separating, you will separate with discussion. You must not inflict injury on anybody. Once you discover your spouse is not faithful to you, meaning that feelings is no more there. It takes deep feelings. It takes commitment. It takes love for two people to be in a relationship without cheating on each other.
He has done that.
So, any relationship that you just see it like he's a man, we are just husband and wife, have fun, have sex, have children, no emotion attached, no feelings, no love. Excuse such relationship. Because it is bound, you must cheat. Then you are not reading, you are not looking into the feelings, you are not looking into the emotion. You are just being concerned about the disrespect. How she talk, how she do, how she did. Before a man or a woman started cheating in a relationship, there is always a handwriting. If you are sensitive, you will get it. When that behavior wants to come in, you will see that person acting it indirectly, sluggishly. When your spouse is pulling out from the relationship, you will feel it. If you are not sensitive, you think it's just a man something. But if you are sensitive, that is when you call back that relationship for amendments. You amend, you have to discuss it. No, don't worry. Very soon you will see. Very soon you will see. You are accumulating, she's accumulating. You are piling, she's piling. Who will press the trigger first is what both of you are waiting for. When you are in relationship, you are already in courtship, serious courtship, and this lady traveled from school with someone to there's nothing like, because I'm planning to marry, I want to sleep with my girlfriend first because I know after marriage I'm not going to sleep with her. If you do that, you will keep cheating again and again. You first of all have to repent. You first of all have to be decent. That is the period of courtship. We are courting somebody with that period. That is where you lay. That is where you defined your lifestyle. Then she went for a burial of a friend, cousin, father. What kind of relationship talk? What kind?
It was close to my house.
Your village house.
It's not a village. It's my hostel. So the burial was the next community. So he came around. Please accompany me to this burial.
Why didn't that guy? Don't you know that there's always temptation? One, when you have serious suitor on both sides, men and women, ask anybody. Once you have a serious suitor in your life, all manners of temptation will be flying left and right. If you are not careful.
I need sleep over.
You must not sleep with this person. Yes, you must not have sex with this person. That thing can lead to so many things. That thing could have even caused your wedding based on the understanding of the man you are to marry to, or even a woman you are to marry to. That I want to be married in 2 weeks, and I find my supposed husband picture with another lady in a hotel where my fiancé lodged. Depends on how you take it. And I know that something less than that have caused so many marriage about to be married and even being in marriage. So I don't know if you were born in America that you don't know what I'm talking about. Then you will notice that thing, you still move on. You saw it, she played it. You move on. If you are pained that marriage, and it's okay if that is the case. In fact, even if we have shared wedding card, we must be in courtship at least nothing less than a year or more if we are compatible. There is no parties, couples that are born compatible, but you can work it out by trying to know try to study both each other. Try to study each other first before you go into an everlasting relationship. But because marriage these days is not valued, you just feel it's a normal thing, it's a relationship, it doesn't work out, move on. But if you see it beyond moving on, you have to think very well. Better to break 1 million years courtship than to go into marriage that you break in 1 second. If I want to judge you based on your character, you are not matured enough to be a husband. Because you are not composed. I was not hearing good statement from you either. Domestic violence is the worst thing anybody, be you man or woman, should experience. Ask those that have experienced it. If it is possible, people that have lost their lives in domestic marriages, wake them, they will cause the day they meet that person. And what happened that day? Then lack of sincerity. What kills marriage more is cheating. Both sides, not only on women alone, even men. Any woman you are cheating on, and after she discovers, you said I am sorry, and she tell you that I'm sorry, forget, everything is normal, it's a lie. You have a record somewhere in her heart. Any man that a woman is cheating on, and after apologizing, you feel the man say it's okay, I move on, is a lie. Don't even try to cheat. Because that record is hanging there for you. That man is looking up to the day he will pay you back. You have stomach pain. You are very stupid. For stupid, you move from Palo. Don't you know what the devil that is asking you to move close to where she is? You saw somebody with knife. You are still going. By now, you would have been a dead person. You will not be alive to be reporting this.
No, it was when he was hitting me, I picked up the knife.
That is what I'm saying. Anything that leads to you picking knife is called domestic violence. You are stupid, you are mad. If any of you is not sensitive enough to manage that period of crisis, You are digging for your early grave. How dare you, you man, you call me stupid? A graduate for that matter. I'm a PhD holder, I'm a PGD holder. That ego begin to rise as you said you are very stupid. She will curse you and curse your generation. Then from one statement to another statement to another statement to another statement, the next thing, I am the man of the house. Why are you claiming the man of the house? Slap. You slap me while my mother has no members of my family has slapped me. Today is the last day your parents will ever behold you. Knife, bam, or bottle, green. Blood, oh gosh. Then she dropped the bottle and started crying. I never need to stab you. I never need to stab you. What led to that? Mere insult. You call it mere. It is worse than anything. So thank God that this slapping and beating, please stop that noise. Beating and hitting and all that you did before she started taking knife or hitting your stomach. That thing did not lead to your death. Either with her or after her. Don't go to that extent. Raise no hand on nobody. Who you raise hand on, your child that you are beating can even take something that can kill you in 1 second. Push nobody to the wall. Find alternative way of resolving your domestic issue other than laying hands. Anybody can be used by devil. Anybody can kill anybody. Don't see you are just a woman. What can kill you may not be with power. What can kill her may not be with power that you strangle her. While you hold her neck, you don't even know the level of her strength. You don't know her head stability. By holding somebody's neck, try to choke, she can give up ghost at that moment. Then what will you tell the family? I was talking to her, she was insulting me. Or I suspected one guy was coming to that house and I got angry, you choked her to death. Today you will be a mother. Then you did not stop at that. You were not able to manage your anger as the man of the house. And when you discover a woman is cheating on you, discuss divorce. I can't go on in this relationship. Even if you knew that she started sleeping around, or you discovered that she was sleeping with this person, break that relationship, because that dilemma, that feelings, the thoughts, the emotion, that pain will not go off your brain. Because once you think about it, you return again. When you want to have sex with her, that memory will come up again. Do you know you can stab her? We have watched even refer cases to police where somebody stabbed her husband, his wife, to death. Because of what? Infidelity. You don't need to kill anyone. Excuse the person out of your life. Why did you kill this woman? He said he could not let go of that memory that someone sleep with his wife. So if you are married to somebody that can never let go of such, your life is at risk. But if you are married to somebody that don't see such as anything, then you move on, you become two can play the game. Asking her to leave the house and giving her ultimatum of when to leave. Such statement is threatening. And you are not a gentleman per se. You are a man that say talk na do. As you are talking, she dare challenge you, slap must respond, or you will hit her head, or you go beyond exchanging words. So if she had had this kind of wound on her forehead that may lead to somebody to faint, or lead to somebody slump, lead to somebody, to death, What prompted that? Nobody knows. The same talk. If you can do slap her that she have to take knife, then asking her to leave, you give her till Sunday not to leave that house, she should expect more than that. Is it gun you are coming with? Are you coming with guns? Are you going to take knife and stab her at that moment immediately? She have to run for her dear life. And you know, there is no way she can drop a 2-year child when she's not insane. Because the child is still very little. You should have considered that the baby is still very small. If you really need custody of your baby, you will exercise patience, try to manage the situation, or you just say, we can live together. They will not have anything doing sexually. Let this child get to the point, you take custody of your child. You did not call any member of the family to report. She did not call any member of your family to report for both of you to have family discussion. Then she left with the baby. And come with me, wherever the baby is, it's your baby. You will have to support the welfare of the child.
You have access to her.
And you will have full access to your child because it's your child. And another thing, you suspecting that she's sleeping around, right from maybe even you were even suspecting that why did she have to snap with somebody that you let go, whatever. Have you confirmed if the baby is for you? Have you run DNA test?
Baby looks like him.
They don't use resemblance to give somebody's child. Then by now I'm supposed to have claimed so many children for myself. So, one, then you, madam, they don't use educational qualification in marriage. Pride and ego will never let you settle with anybody. Call that person slave, call that person megad, call that person security. There's no level of any man that you will marry such person and be successful in such marriage with pride. Every human being on this earth have pride. But when it comes to marriage, you must drop it. When it comes to marriage, you drop your qualification. When it comes to marriage, you drop your financial status. When it comes to marriage, you drop your background.
Exactly.
What should be concerned is love, respect, sincerity, humility. The most richest man today can be married to somebody that have no financial background. And he will not let that lady understand what richness is all about. The most pretty girl today can be married to the worst ugly person. But we never rub it on him that I am pretty, you can't go my standard. No human being is perfect. You run from this person, the next person you are going to, you don't even know how worst is that person or how best is the person. If you run from her because she's the parrot type that you talk once, she want to respond to you with 5. You may not know whom you are going into. Many have left what they think is bad and left to worse that led to their death. No one is perfect. What is obtainable here might not be obtainable there. My dear sister, there is nothing on earth, nothing is justifiable of you allowing somebody, an opposite sex of you, visiting your matrimonial home. You know your conscience. You may not have had anything with that person, but the whole world can judge against you because it's wrong. Mostly when this guy was coming more or less like a family friend, this guy was coming more or less like somebody that was assisting you in school, then all of a sudden become the person that started flirting with you on phone, and is the person now that is taking the place of your husband by chatting you up because there is a vacuum from his side. Security man, your driver can take your wife with a twinkle of an eye when you give the room. Your house help can take over your husband within a twinkle of an eye when you create the vacuum. Because too much enmity in marriage is bad. Don't allow the emotional wound to get healed before you discuss your differences. When you allow that, sorry is the next name in that marriage. When you are supposed to let go of something, we quarrel. I do have misunderstanding with my husband. But on that day, I may not even go out. If I know, okay, we have argued this and my going out may linger the resolution, I will stay back home. Even if we are not talking, at least I'm at home. I will cook food. Even if you don't cook, I will cook morning on, I will cook afternoon, I will cook in the evening. The 3 food will be on table waiting for him. I'll go and tease him here, I'll tease him there, I'll tease. But at the end of the day, we'll resolve it. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Even if it's the one that is wrong, I will still beg, I am sorry. But later I will let him understand, I did not tell you sorry because I'm wrong. I told you sorry because I want this matter resolved. So if you can keep enmity as husband and wife, you are nursing, she's nursing, and you as a woman, the duty of a woman is to make peace. Women are peacemaker. It's not every woman that is troublesome. In nature of a woman, because we are the weaker vessel, we are meant to be peacemaker, not troubleshooter. When a man is making trouble at home, you should be sober, you should be humble. You must not cry, but you can avoid that problem per time by not responding to him. Because when you are married to a hot-tempered person, every little thing the person wants to talk about, every little thing he wants to talk about. I want to correct you on these things. You don't compare your wife to your cousins, which you also. I see a lot of error here, error there. You are not free of error. She's not free of error. Both of you just lack this marriage wisdom, how to manage the house. The marriage is too young, and this any marriage that did not break between 1 to 7 years, that is when your stability will start from. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you are going to be in hell as in trouble, fighting, misunderstanding. Both of you don't know yourself from nowhere. She has been pretending, you have been pretending. When you come up and you know the relationship is moving on, that is when you'll be opening up small, you know, and all that. Even if she's not pretending, you are not pretending. There are some characters that you will put up, she will hate it. There are some characters that she have never responded or she have never showed since you were cutting. She will put up, you also hate it. And that is the only period you are to manage each other. This is the real study in marriage. You must not marry somebody today and understand the person to do over what. Siblings that they were born together, grew up together, did they know themselves? Talk more of husband and wife from different background and all that. What are you expecting to know about her in 3-4 years? What are you expecting to know about him in 3-4 years? It's not that easy. And this is the period, if you pass this period, then you will stable in the marriage. If you did not pass, then you will scatter. Both of you need somebody to really guide you. You know that she's talking, she's not even seeing anything bad in what she's doing. That meaning she does something, she needs somebody to take sense into her. Yes, it's wrong, but did she really see it that this thing is a taboo? And that is the only way. When people are going through crisis in marriage, let me tell you, if that is the reason why couples should try to learn how to resolve between themselves. If there is communication gap, you both of you cannot communicate, you will definitely break. If you don't take time to study her, you want to show ego as a man. She don't take time to study you, she want to show that ego as a woman. You will definitely scatter. Breaking is an understatement. You will scatter beyond repair. When you are supposed to communicate with her, you are not communicating with her. When she's feeling horny, that is when you are, both of you are even not talking. Is the essence you see some women buying vibrator. For those that don't want to go, yes, I can flirt on chat, but I may not want to go into sexual relationship with somebody. They might be chatting and be using vibrator on themselves. And that means, that is demonic, and that means the vibrator is taking your space as a husband. And when she gets used to that vibrator, you coming back again is nonsense. So you don't create that room, you don't allow such to come in. Too much malice is bad in marriage. Both of you keep malice. You went to the village, return from village, back to this husband and wife that need to be playing. Even when you are going on the road, you be giving something to yourself, chewing another. Child is already involved. You don't even consider what this child is going. This child is growing. Children that are very intelligent these days, they will watch both of you that you are not relating very well. And your spirit is going to affect the child. And none of you put this child into consideration. You are nursing, she's nursing, and everybody is keeping malice as if you are in war front. You really need to work on yourself. I don't see anything too bad compared to what we have had, compared to cases who have entered that warrant both of you separated. Lack of misunderstanding, lack of communication, lack of wisdom to manage marriage, early marriage crisis that you can't handle. You need matured person to really put you through how to handle your home. You really need somebody. It must not be your parents. You need somebody to really talk brain into you how to handle your home as a girl child. Because the way you are talking, you are not talking like a married woman. On a normal day, I'm not in the mood to bully you or to talk to you in a rude manner. Otherwise, I will talk to you so much today. There are a lot of areas where you made mistake. You are just talking and talking and talking. I was just looking at you. But what you don't know, you don't know. What you know, you cannot do it. If you know it's wrong, you can't be talking this way. That shows that you lack the understanding. Who kill you over what you are saying and kill you just for nothing? Who killed this guy over what he did, kill him just for nothing? What he don't know, he don't know. Some of you will just be passing, but you don't know that it's an offense to beat your wife or your husband, even though you are both married. It's still an assault. It's not that both of you need to think of how to take these children, this child, think about the welfare of the child, discuss modalities. If you don't want to stay in Nigeria, what is the way out? Let's save money towards this. Baby, this is your salary. Okay, I'm going to try my job. I'm going to suffer even it's going to cause me stress. let me stress because of you, let's do something and get out of this country. Both of you need to discuss it. It's not a matter of I want to do. And let me tell you one thing. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you are trying to betray the person, especially when it comes to this vista of 18, it doesn't work. It cannot work. The spirit is always breaking down hindrances. So don't even try it. I'm talking to both of you. Whether you try it once or you try it anytime, whether in dream or physical, it cannot work. At the last minute, it will flop. It keeps flopping until you confess. So it has to do with both of you. Anything she's doing you don't like, sit her down. Don't shout. Don't shout. Shouting doesn't solve anything in marriage. I am talking to you out of experience. When you advise somebody, it's not that doesn't make you a weak man. That shows that you are civilized and married and matured. A civilized man or woman approach matters in a very calm way when it comes to marriage. You come here, idiot. What kind of rubbish is that? Trying to show people that if you don't shout at your wife, you are not man enough is a lie. That shows that you are just I don't know what to call it. You are just talking like a coward. You are talking like one of these bush person. Your wife should be honored before people. Your husband should be honored and served before people. You don't bring your partner down to please anybody, not even your family. If you really know what marriage is all about. Cover the person, even when you know that this person is not doing the right thing. Cover that your spouse before your family and outsiders. Don't sell the person. Don't trade that person. Don't be the Mr. Good or Mrs. Good. Your cousin brother complain about your wife. Don't even if you are quarreling with her, you know her mood is not. Don't just say, I know her, just leave her. I'll talk to her, warn her, whether she thinks she's the one controlling me. No, it's not controlling. Do you know even if she has set trouble to attack you through that your cousin? Because baby, Emeka said he greeted you, did not respond. What happened? I hope you're okay. Or is there anything he did? It's a question. Don't say they are greeting you are not answering. Are you not the one that's supposed to greet? What kind of thing is that? Your wife is the one that's supposed to greet?
I didn't say that.
No, you said so. I heard it from you. You said, are you not the one that's supposed to greet her? And she told you that they are age mate. You not told her that the person is senior. Whether person senior, person no senior. You don't trade your partner that way. Because you let that person bring her down. And who bring your partner down brings you down. And that is what anybody that's in marriage should know. If you come to talk about my husband, the manner in which you talk to me will make me reduce you, even if you are complaining about it. And I know it's wrong. But if you talk to me with the way of respect, that you are still respecting who is my husband, meaning you are respecting me, I will address it a way that, in fact, on your own, you'll be very happy. I'm not going to blame him because I'll tell you, my husband is not like that. I don't know what, maybe something happened, maybe somebody provoked him and transfer of aggression. Sorry about that. But I know it's not like that. Even if I know it's like that. So if that your cousin of a person, how that you are quarreling with your wife because of him, even you don't have respect. He cannot respecting you because you are fighting your wife because of him. Over what? If that guy is married, do you think he will insult his wife because of you? No. So try as much as possible to manage your differences. Don't take your marriage matter, go and live with your mother to come and judge. The issue of that gas, you are the error there. Yes, ask me why. Yes. We women, at times, we know how to twist, worry, and reconcile with our mother-in-law. You can be diplomatic in your quarrel. You might not rub it on her to talk to your mother-in-law as if she's nobody. But when if she overdo, diplomatically, you will also place her where she belongs. You are not going to confront her, Mama, what is this and that? But there are certain things, for those that have the wisdom, there are certain things you will do. Your mother-in-law will understand that even she on her own, she is crossing her boundary. I've not seen you can afford 3-bedroom apartments, which is more than 1,000 gas cooker or gas cylinder. To fill a gas is 3,000. To buy complete cylinder, big one, maybe 8,000, maybe now 10,000. How much does it cost? Nothing. Or you can go and buy small cylinder that contain both the cylinder and the gas inside. Complete one, 3,000 or 4,000. How can your mother-in-law, is it house too close to house, that your mother will have to come to the house to come and borrow gas to go and cook food to this and that? You as a man, you did not address the issue properly. When you know that your mother is coming to come and borrow gas, one thing must lead to another. What you could have done is even better. Go out, buy one complete small gas with cylinder, buy it and dash your mother. Or you tell your wife, baby, do you know? Because you know she will not like it. So you know, some of you don't know how to manage your marriage. You are just looking for avenue where to curse the man, curse the woman. You are the devil. You are a problem in this house. What you know your wife don't want, be the one to even say it first. Honey, do you know, at the time, because this mommy coming to collect gas every now and then, when somebody will even have to cook food and eat on time. I think the best thing, let's find a way to buy gas for Mama. She may not want her coming to carry gas. Do you know the stress to take for somebody to cook in one gas for how many? You remove cylinder. Even when my husband is doing some things here, that he will connect my cylinder to another. My own husband, no. I'm saying it on air, and he's hearing me. I want to cook outside, and maybe the gas that he's using to do something finish. He will connect my cylinder to that. I say, no, baby, return my gas. I want to cook. I will wait how many hours before you finish what you are burning for me to start cooking. It's getting late. Maybe at the end of the day, if I wanted to cook soup, I will pack the food stuff. I will put in the fridge. Then I'll go and boil rice if there is stew, because it's stressful. And what you could have done is to go and get gas, or you tell her, maybe she's the one working, you bring one thing or the other, they will just go and buy gas with calm discussion. Because I believe she will not want to be inconvenienced to Mama to come and be carrying gas. Today they want to cook, Mama have come to carry gas. Tomorrow, no, what is that? No, it's childish.
Please, can I say something? Can I say something, please?
Yeah?
The issue of the gas, she has never been asking for gas. Never. That was just the first time. And the first time was very early, around past 6 in the morning. She cooks very early. It was the process. Cook in the house. Every Sunday morning, by 7 she's done with cooking. But it was the process.
Let me ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are living in Ejibo,
she would have looked.
Hold on now. Hold on. I'm telling you. You're not my brother. I mean, I'm just telling you what can solve your problem. If I see problem in this marriage, I will advise both of you go your separate way. I am saying that both of you are like this in communication. Communication is what is lacking here. If you are living in Ejibo, Mama is living in Ikeja, and Mama you always used to cook 4 a.m. How will Mama come to Ejibo from Ikeja to come and carry gas and cook? So if both of you are living separately, Mama can find alternative. Then you're supposed to find that alternative. If Mama is living in the village and you are living in Lagos, she will still sort herself however any hour she can cook. Over familiarity brings context. So no matter how bond, when you too much want to bond your wife or your husband with your family, you must see this trouble. this trouble must definitely come. But when it become like, hey, my yabo is here today, oh, how are you? How are the children? They just come and visit mama. Even if it's one day they spend there, or 3 days weekend, all of you stay and leave. The respect will be there. You borrow me knife, I can't borrow pot. Tomorrow you borrow me a mortar. Now in the cause trouble. Me, I know even the one person to, they don't borrow anything from me. Please. No borrow. No matter how close I am to you, be you my mother-in-law, father-in-law, anybody, don't borrow from me. Nobody should borrow from each other. Because from that borrow, you might have good relationship before. From that borrow, now something will lead to another. So that space, this friendship should be there, but over-attached should not be there. Because once over-attachment comes there, you will have problem. This person will see beyond what he or she is seeing you. The other person will see beyond what he or she is seeing you. If you make expensive job because of our closeness, it will result to fights. So there is no error if you and mama relate, but you now escalate the matter by telling mama no even bring the rice. Even if now 1 a.m. she will cook it. She's not your slave. You can cook. The soup I'm eating today, till this moment, I've been eating. Oh my God, men soup this sweet. Oga, go cook for your wife. I've been thanking my husband can cook more than you. Shut up there. You know you can cook. You know you can cook doesn't mean you can cook. Have you cooked? That's what it is. The day my husband cook and the day soup I'm still cooking. Anytime I eat it, I don't feel like washing my hands. You stand in the kitchen, I just say, okay, I'm washing plate. He's cooking this one, he's peeling this, he's peeling that, and what. The juice I'm drinking today, this smoothie, was made by my husband. Communication. Both of you are too young to have this kind of crisis in marriage. Your wife must not cook. And that doesn't make you a weak man. And that you cook for her doesn't turn her, you not to become as a steward or to be cooking. But you have to help. That thing bring much love. That is part of romance we're talking. You must not romance woman on a naked bed for you to show that you are a romantic person. Cook for her. Wash for her too. Nobody is a slave. We are all partners in marriage. You see her as your weaker vessel, she will calm down for you. You show her love, she will respect you. And that is what we owe each other. Love your wife, wife respect your husband. So what you're expecting from her is not the love, but the humility, the humbleness, the honor to pamper you and handle you like a king. Then you love her dearly as your dancer. If you want to see a maker where they sell this thing, motor part in Olowa Biade they call am Ladipo. Now because mention neighbor. Gini I dey come home anytime. Le no mania o. Say see this one no. When this one start sef, they call me na ma come house. Say wetin happen na. Person close from work now, no go drink one bottle. When I see this kind of wife, why I don't marry? Now that kind of person you want copy? Is that the kind of husband you want to be to your wife? No. Go and read. If you cannot read, go and research. Can I be romantic in my marriage? Go have made things easy. It must not come from the woman alone. It must not come from the man alone. Both of you can do it. You will see how she will wear wig go for money. If my husband don't give me money, if you complain about any wig, I will leave it. Now that wig, if I go wear them from Monday till Saturday. Baby, I don't like this wig. Okay. On Monday, I wear it again. Tuesday, I wear it again. But I say I don't like, baby, you know we have fun now. Give me money now. Hey, go. Give me, I go change the hair. But now we teasing. And it's okay. Since I don't like it, go and make the hair. You can't leave your wife, this and that. Then you are going out, you see your husband go out with one dirty cloth like that. You will not say, baby, this clothes is not good though. She can help you wash your clothes. Even before we install our second washing machine, I wash his clothes, I wash his jeans, I wash his on this. I do iron despite my tight schedule. I'm not asking anybody to do it, but love is give and take. If he's not doing it for me, if he has never do something that warrants me to be humble doing that, I will not do it as well. But I try to do it as he showed me love. I also showed the humility. I also showed him. The more you are showing, you are like comparing your partner, do it the way I am doing it to you. So one of you can start it. So please stop dragging yourself here and there. There's nothing in this case. There's nothing in this your case. Don't summon your wife for any family meeting. Both of you are matured enough to sit down, iron your matter, and you let the third party be an intruder, including your mother. If I have issue with my husband and I call any of my siblings to tell them the way I feel, I may have forgotten and forgive him and move on with the relationship, but they will not forget. And that is the reason why you don't need to narrate your marriage to nobody. When you say, do you know my wife took knife? What are you trying to say? Do you think your mother will say, okay, your wife that took knife should come back to the house? Or your sister will say, okay, oh, she wanted to kill our brother to move on with her boyfriend. A lot of things will come up. When she take that picture and showed any of her family, this guy nearly killed me, and they see that mark on her head, do you think any member of her family will encourage her to move on with the marriage? No. But both of you know what led to that. Both of you know that you were pushing too much. She know that she was pushing too much that led you to do that. But when you realize, oh, I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt you this way. Well, please forgive. And both of you see reason to apologize to each other and promise such not to happen again. If you start by this shouting, even when my husband was saying, I said, baby, it's okay. I thought I said I'm sorry. And he keeps saying it, but I said, the only thing I used to keep reminding him to calm down, but I said, but I've told you sorry. I thought I said I'll say I'm sorry. Then if he keep talking, the next thing, you cannot keep quiet. Anybody can be quiet. You being a man that if you keep quiet doesn't make you a coward. You are quiet because you want to solve the situation. You are quiet because you want to show the decent attitude of yours. You are quiet because you are a peacemaker. You are quiet because you feel the Spirit of God is in you and it must lead than the spirit of evil that is violence, quarrel and fighting always. So please, I want to meet both of you. You get me? I want to meet both of you separately. Yeah. How is the baby now? How long have you moved out of the house?
7 to 1 month.
Okay. You just
I
give
have
them.
not sent money for the baby.
Don't worry. We're not talking about sending money or not sending money. Normally you're supposed to send money. We're not talking about sending money. We're talking about peacemaking.
No, at this point, it's about my life. I can't go back.
Can I say
I
something?
think we need that separation from now.
Hold on.
Sometimes I called my wife because there's this thing she has in her, like
which about her father, the way the father treated. Wait, please.
My family
The way the father, she said, the way the father treats her mother.
My family.
You say what?
No, she.
Please, ma, you shouldn't bring in my
She
Why
said-
are
family.
you talking
No,
about the
sometimes,
father?
no, I said
Don't talk about
sometimes
my father.
I will
You
call
are
her.
there.
I'll
Don't
tell
talk
you,
about my
don't
father.
think, if you don't think this problem we are facing, don't think the way you think your father, what you are having about your father,
And
that
you
I'm
too,
that
you
kind of
too,
person
you
that
too, you have
Why would you
I
have to mention her father?
Don't call my father.
I said you
Excuse
shouldn't.
me.
I said if she thinks the way her father treats her mother, why I called her so that sometimes for us to make peace. for there to be peace in the house.
How
But
does your mother treat your
she's always having it.
Madam, don't interrupt.
She's always having it in her head that no, like she's this. No man would she only aware whatever she says, it's final. Like I want to be the man in the house.
Okay, that's how she behaves.
That's how she behaves.
Okay,
And
good.
it comes from her mother. The mother tells all
Please
what her
stop
mother
calling
tells
my
her
mother.
to do. That's
Your
where we
mother was
have.
beating
That's
your
where
father
we.
as well.
That's
You
where
know
we are
that.
having issues.
Your mother was
That's
beating
where we
your
are
father.
having
Growing
issues.
up, your mother was beating
When
your father.
because each time the father, if I
And
call
you
the father
let
here
me
now,
do
you
that.
hear with the father. The father, everything that happens,
Ma,
I call the
he's
father
beating
and
my
I will
father
tell
and
the
I'm
father.
going to leave. You
And I'll
shouldn't
call the father
leave
and
my
I'll tell the
family
father.
out of your mouth.
So I said she should please let's leave. Forget about
Madam.
whatever, so that we'll live in peace. Don't think your the way your father treats your mother. Then I will do. I'm not the same. I'm not like that. I am not like that. But please, let's live in peace.
Stop talking about my father and my mother. You are
So that's where the problem is. That's where the problem
They are
is.
not here.
That's
You
where
don't
we're
know
having
the violence
issues.
I faced from my father personally growing up.
You said it on air. Now you're saying it. Okay, you want to start saying it.
Don't involve my father because even your mother beat your father up while growing up. And I never used it against you. I've never even brought it up to say anything about it. So please leave my father and my mother out of this.
People should hold on. I think I don't know why I keep saying today is weekend. Maybe to my own brain, today is weekend. But why we found a final conclusion on this? Let's allow.
We already filed for separation and domestic violence.
Hold on, let me.
It has been approved. So right now we are on the level of taking care of the child, which is granting you access and you taking care of your daughter. That is the level we are, and the case is with welfare. We will continue from there. That's the best thing.
Hold on. Well, the line for calls is 090302484. Which court is that number?
Sorry.
Which court is that?
Courthouse.
I thought you said the case is in court.
It's with it's with domestic violence, Ministry of Justice in Peja. And it's also with welfare, Sylvia, that's where I'm staying. And I have to go this night.
Yes, you send them. You hold them. We're already closing. Come watch me. Even if he decided not to go there, the next option is court. You
If
get
I
to.
file for divorce, I'll sign for him.
You did fight for divorce.
He has not, but if he wants to go to court to file for divorce.
No, they don't go to court to fight for divorce alone now. For instance, if he fails to take responsibility of the child, and the welfare called him and he said, no, I am not coming there. Let her go to court and sue. The welfare will not arrest him, and they will go to court. You people will meet in court. But we're just you go the line. Come watch me.
They even gave me a letter to take to police station since last week.
Over
On
what?
16th, over this case. So I
Now
didn't
what?
show local government over the domestic violence. I was given a letter, but I told them I don't want to make a case out of this. I just want a peaceful separation. Right from day one I went there, I told them, please, what I want, my life is at stake.
Yeah.
So please, I want a peaceful separation.
Yeah, hello.
Hold on. Let's attend to a few questions.
This is the
Who
letter.
didn't know the name of where you are calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Arizona.
You say?
I'm calling from US, Arizona.
Your name, please.
My name is Obi.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to say thank you so much for whatever you are doing down there.
Thank you, sir.
What I'm about to say in this case, because I have been listening quietly to understand exactly how the problem is going to be solved. I'm sorry to say this, that the lady did not want the marriage at all.
Yeah.
Even when you are planning to have a private discussion with them, She has already made up her mind. So my take in this is you're gonna leave the sleeping dog line.
Yes.
Because the marriage cannot stop.
Yes, sir.
The way the lady is talking, from onset, inviting a man in your marriage, in your like,
Yeah.
in America, here, nobody does that. So whatever she's thinking about that, it's very, very wrong. So what I'm advising now, before life will be involved, is for you to humbly allow them to separate.
Yes, sir.
That is what I'm telling you. I don't see any sort of the marriage.
Yes, sir.
Thank you once again
Thank you, sir.
for the good work you and your husband is doing over them.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
I was reading this letter since 16th. I refused to take it to police station because I don't want it to be a police case.
Hold on. Hello, your name and where you are calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is David. I'm calling from US. I want to say a very big thank you for the job you're doing.
Thank you.
God will continue to bless you. I want to talk to the man. It's other. I know it's really, really wrong for you as a man to always lay your hands on a woman. It's completely wrong, no matter what she's doing to you. And for you to have told her to leave your home, that's like a ticket for her. You are like giving her the reason for her to leave, considering the problem you guys have been going through. But I want to concentrate more on the woman. I can see that she's actually not ready for this marriage. She has a lot of faults on this. From the way she's been talking, you can know she's not even interested in the marriage. She doesn't look remorseful, you know. For any woman to even think about bringing a man to your home, it shows you don't even have respect for your husband. Then you go as far as flirting with him. That's absolutely wrong. So I've seen a lot of faults in her. And again, I want to comment on the issue of that guy. I don't want to put the blame on the man, because if your mother-in-law, even no matter how, I mean, if you are not close to you guys don't live in the same environment, but if she has come to you and asked you for the first time, there is nothing wrong for you to adopt, let her use that for once. It's not that she's coming all the time, you know. So that should even be a problem. Then there's the basic problem the both of them are having is communication. I don't know how both of you can be in the same home. You quarrel for as long as weeks, months, you travel, you go to the village, you come back, you're still fighting, you know. It doesn't even make sense. You guys need to come together and see how you can solve the communication problem. Because if you don't do that, no matter what, there's nothing family members or anybody can do to fix the marriage. You people lack communication in the marriage. You lack communication. And also, I want to talk about, I feel maybe why your husband really got angry based on that document. I have the feeling that he was not being truthful.
It doesn't mean.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. One with you, please.
Okay. So I want to talk about that document. I want to believe why the husband was being offended, why she didn't give him the marriage certificate. I personally thought she was lying about not knowing where your document is. After you have important documents, you don't know where you kept those documents, and you feel they are important. Your husband asked you to say it's in the office, there's some office. What is your document doing?
The document is with him.
It is that important. It is very important. You should keep it very safe.
Huh?
So for you to accept you don't know where it is, you lied. You didn't want to give that to him. Then you guys brought up the issue of the cousin. The cousin has greeted you. No matter how useful that person is. If somebody greets you, even how angry you are, you should be able to respond. So for you not responding, and your husband asked you and said, why did you respond to my cousin this evening? You should have just said, I responded, I'm angry, or giving a reason why both of you argue who is older and who is not older. Even if it's a child that greets you, you should be able to respond to that child. So don't believe because you are older, somebody younger greeted you and you feel you don't have the right to respond. No, you're wrong. You need to accept, I'm a woman and I'm seeing all the wrongs. I will blame 70% of the issues you guys are having in your family to you as a woman. And you've made up your mind you want to leave now because the woman rights or whoever they are going to help you access more money. No, you should be ready to build your home. You're just starting the home. You should be able to calm down, keep your head down, listen to the chairman. She has advised you guys a lot and listen to it. And I feel you should be able to listen to her. Take their advice, go back, see how you can solve your problem with your husband. You guys you don't need someone coming in between you guys. So you guys don't think about divorce. You think it's easy. Whatever you go out, you discover it's not as easy as it seems. You guys can solve your problem. Your husband or God don't even lay your hands again on her. Here you can be more romantic. You guys should just solve the problem. And I just hope that God helps the both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Call my Jen. Going to police.
Whatever that happened, anytime they tell me this is wrong, I know I've always apologized.
You.
Once it's even when they called the meeting in February, I still knelt down to apologize to the mother. I still knelt down to apologize to him as well.
You are the same person that is there by phone that said when the friend, our best friend, they are so close. Now they don't talk, all because of this, because of the kind of person she is. They don't talk till date. Now she asked her to go to apologize to my mother. And what she said was, I cannot and I will not. After all, she's a woman like me. She told her, look,
my mother is a woman like her.
Woman like her. It said there, the text message said she's a woman like me.
You actually said that. I can't remember how I quoted this because
she was saying it to them. I will bring it out. She said, after all, she's a woman like me. And she said, what I have said and what my mother will say.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening, my able president.
Good evening. Who is speaking?
My name is Jude. I'm calling from Austria.
Go ahead, please.
I want to contribute this case. So that this woman has been listening to everything she has been saying. I just want to say that first, the woman is unfaithful. I think that is the major thing there. She's not faithful to her husband. And the moment a woman becomes unfaithful, that is the first thing. Start nagging. And character change. And that was exactly what is happening.
With his friend?
Yes.
She no longer respects her husband. She has even made up her mind, even before coming to this meeting, that she don't want to stay with family anymore.
He had a girlfriend.
Because from what I've seen, all from her narration and everything, I don't think that she shows them. Just that the fact you know that you have a boyfriend after her marriage, and that is just the same thing. That you have to even go to the instead of bringing the man to the house. It's unheard of.
Thank you, sir. You are having a girlfriend.
I wasn't. I did not. Sometimes there are things. I'm this kind of person. Sometimes I don't say things. Sometimes I don't say things. She can testify.
Don't go into that now.
If you don't, they have the record at domestic violence pleasure. If you want to know, you want acceptance.
Tell me if I have a girlfriend, it's more than what you have done.
Our case is already at the right place. This is for separation. You will have access to your data. I'm not denying. I will never deny you access to your data.
I didn't say you deny me access to your data.
So why did you come here?
No, why should I change you took me to domestic violence?
Is that why you brought
And you
me?
also took me to social
It
worker.
was that domestic violence that went
So
to
what are we-
for
what
us
are
to
we
know how
saying?
to take care of the child.
Okay, hold on. Have you people agreed on how to take care of the child?
We have not agreed on
He
that.
has not come
We
there.
have not agreed. Because
You
the
can
case was
agree
still
anyway.
on.
You can even agree there. The most
Yes, I want
important
us
is to agree and be
Yes.
taking care of the child.
Yes.
So, how did you take care of the child?
Okay. When I asked her to give me a list of what
Do you
I will
have
be
the
paying
list?
in every month.
No.
I have it the one she sent to me. She
Yeah.
sent
Yeah.
it to me every month, apart from her feeding alone and her cream, toothpaste, all that. 69, almost 70,000, 69,450 naira.
For every month?
For every month. For just a year
Yeah,
that will be three.
They said I should make
That will
an
be three.
estimate.
That will be
I
three
made an
breastfeeds.
estimate. It's left for you to say, this is what I can do.
Okay, she have estimated 60-something thousand.
Yes,
How much will
69,000
you?
plus.
Well, how much will you be giving
I told her, okay, for that, what I will give you is 10,000 naira
every month?
every month. The
My
school
3-year-old
fees,
child.
for the school fees, I am not if I'm working is a different thing. She knows I'm not.
You
I'm
sell
not working.
cars.
The cars that I sell, the one my brother brings, and because of this issue, this matter, they stop. Even assistance for my siblings now has been cancelled.
No
all
problem.
because of this issue.
You'll be giving how much
I told her I'll be giving 10,000 naira
every month? And what about the school fees?
The school fees, I said, what I'm paying here in our school is if she gets a school there, there is that same amount that I'm paying here that I will pay. If she gets a higher school, then she will complete it.
Yeah.
I said,
How much are you paying over there?
I'm paying
You can come and check for a school himself. I don't know.
How much are you paying for the school?
for the school. Yeah, I think it's 27,000 naira.
Eh?
How much was he paying?
How much was I paying?
30,000 naira. Everything we paid last time was 45,000 naira.
And that's everything uniform. But
Not uniform.
The school fees.
How much
The
paid
school fees
uniform
alone
was
was
60-something thousand naira we paid.
okay, but the school fees was 27. I
No.
know it was 27.
Now the school
It's
fees is
30.
30,000
Okay, it's
plus.
30,000 naira. Yes.
The
Because
school
what
fees
we
is
paid
30,000 naira.
45,000.
30,000 naira every term, right?
Yes.
And you know that is your responsibility.
Yes.
That's if you get the school of 30,000.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get, let me tell you one thing, because I don't even know who is deceiving you. I will tell you the truth, and that's the consequence. Yeah, you can go to court. There is nothing any other person can do, including this officer, except the court of law. You can have, if there is any agreement reached here, and he defaults in the agreement, the only thing we will do, sorry,
Let me fill out their school fees record.
their school fees what?
There they write, let me be sure of the school fees before we proceed. So we not quote the wrong figure. No. And right now she's in right now she's in reception 1. So next time she's getting into nursery 1. Reception 1 and 3. Next time she's getting into nursery 1. And the fee for nursery 1 in the school is total of.
Hold on. I will still have to tell you what is obtainable. Whatever you want to bring, have it at the back of your mind that there is no court of law in the whole world that will compel anybody, a man, to undertake more than what is.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I understand.
So
that.
if he says he's paying 10,000, the child belongs to both of you. And what he was paying before that he had not defaulted in the school, in the child's school fees, before you backed out of the marriage.
I think I can feel that.
Yeah, before you guys separated. If he said, yes, that is what he can afford for now, even if he appear in court and he still tell them, for now I am not working, but my child can be enrolled into government school, no judge will kill him. Except the judge is ready to give him the money or provide him the job where he'll get his money. There's a difference between a salary earner and a business person. If you are running a business, if you are running lost, nobody knows. If you are gaining, nobody knows. But as a salary earner, you know that at every month your salary is coming into your account. You can be tied to that.
Okay.
Then if it's a 30,000 what he will pay as a school fees, If you give me fit saying that the child, you want the child going into a better school, as a mother, you can also equally support from that end. Then you feel the child should go to school better and higher than that. But he cannot say he can never deny not to take responsibility of his child. Then come to think of the monthly allowance, monthly feeding, he has stated it there at the welfare.
No, he has not.
Where did he say 10,000? Because he told me he said 10,000. He said 10,000.
Yeah.
He said the same. Even if he takes anywhere, if he stands on 10,000, nobody will force him. So 10,000 naira every month, meaning you are expected to pay 90,000, 60,000 every term.
Every 10.
Yes.
Yes.
A term is 3 months.
Yes.
So you are paying 30,000 naira for the child's school fees.
Yes.
Then you pay 30,000 naira every month for the child feeding feeding
Yes.
allowance.
Yes.
Then the 30,000 naira for the school fees making.
Even in school where she's resuming for the first time, her school uniform is inclusive. And what we are paying is not 30,000.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's if we check for this.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Yes.
After here, if they invite you anywhere, go. Nobody can compel you to do anything other than your capacity. Not even in court. This in his life, I'm saying it, the whole world is hearing me. If you are being invited anywhere, go. Except you are not in town or you are not available. But if you are available, if the reach agreement, you will write here how much you'll be giving every month and the school fees every term. You send it here, we send it to her account, or she come and acknowledge her money.
The case is already with welfare. I think they will do
Whether the case is in welfare, if she paid here, if you want to come and collect the money, fine. If you don't want to collect the money, you will just be keeping here.
But I don't have an agreement with him here. It's with welfare.
However, you complain there. You can equally say they don't have agreement with you there.
You don't have an agreement with welfare.
I said if you are saying that, he can equally say they don't have agreement with welfare, but the only thing, everybody is driving at one purpose. Welfare is calling him to come and pay child support. Domestic violence is calling him to come and pay child support. This office compel him to be paying his, encouraging him to pay his child support. These are the other things. And if you doubt the true paternity of the child, you still have to go and run DNA test first before you start any upkeep.
Yes. I'm supposed.
If you are doubting that that child does not belong to you, since you said there is infidelity in it, she has not been faithful and all that, if you feel this child is not even yet your child, gather yourself, run DNA test, confirm that the child is your child, then you take the responsibility of the child.
DNA test to be certain.
Do you understand? From the same way you are saying. So that is it. So if you default here, mind you, if you default here, not paying after whatever, you are going to be in problem, because we'll still get you arrested and charge you people to court. It's your child. It's not my child, so I cannot take responsibility of your child. So, on which other aspect did you say you are going to police?
It's on the case of domestic violence. No, I don't want to.
Case of domestic violence.
It's a letter from domestic violence, Ministry of Justice. But I told them I don't want to do that.
Even if you go to police station, anybody, because if it's a letter from anybody referring you to go and call the police, and they were not part of what prompted the violence, who knows what you have done to the man before you left?
Exactly.
Because it's your word against his word.
Yes.
If they ask you go and call the police and you go there, the man also say that you want to stab him. He cannot stand and wait for you to come and stab him. He will find an avenue to protect himself, but it doesn't worth it. This marriage cannot work. It cannot work between both of you if both of you feel it doesn't work. Move on. You say?
Even if he said I wanted to stab him, I didn't injure him.
I said it's a two-way thing. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you are wrong or he's wrong. I say it's a two-way thing. It's both statements against each other. Domestic violence has made you to move out of the house, and you want to move on with your life. The bone of contention here is the child. If you are the one filing, if the document of the marriage is with you, go on with the filing. If you want to file, You give him the document, let him go on with the filing. Any of you that is willing to go and file in court, release the document to who is willing, because there's no way you will file divorce in court without the paper. There's no way you will file divorce in court without the paper. So anybody that wants to go to court to file divorce should be in custody of the paper to make it easy.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Don't,
yeah, you don't need to kill yourself over anything. Please, I need undertaking paper, sir, please.
sorry, undertaking,
Of the child upkeep.
okay, I'll meet him at welfare. I don't have any problem with him.
Is welfare calling you for another thing?
No, it's just for child support.
They just called me for chat support, so I'll be going. No, I just
That is it now.
So,
If you written
I'm
here,
doing
we
the
go
other
there.
thing,
If
yes,
you
yes,
write there, they will give you copy. Go and show them there. You
Yes.
can come and be collecting this money. Princess.
But I don't have any agreement with him that is here or the company to collect the money. I don't have any agreement.
They will send it to your account.
Okay.
Yes. Please help me
Can
with
I do
those
that?
books. Help me. Let's see. The whole of the contract.
Yeah, I'm making now because of this robbery and business.
Robbers.
Robbery and my daughter is
So,
still here.
yes, you can be on your own.
Alright, thank you. Please, the door.
Okay. Is there working topic? The only call.
This one.
Yes, the black hair working topic.
Fucking papa.
That black hair, listen.
I don't know what to working.
That is it.
This thing.
Yes. Hello, success
We
come.
discuss the assets as well, the domestic violence.
You say what?
We will discuss the assets as well.
Access of what?
How to assess the child and all those things.
Haven't you discussed that?
Oh,
We
not
have not
discuss
even
that.
gone there.
Oh, madam, listen. Excuse me. There is nothing else you are calling this guy to come and discuss. How will he be having access to his child?
Welfare will tell us that now.
It's not about welfare.
Welfare will tell us that. Our case is already with welfare.
Madam,
Our case is already with welfare.
The
Our
case is
welfare-
also here now.
I can't say anything. It's welfare that knows how they state their terms and how they do their things. So they are the ones that will give us the law.
just write what you are writing. If she tires, let her go to court.
I'm not restricting him from saying the child.
No, restrict her. They will be waiting for when welfare will permit you to allow him access to his
Our
child.
welfare has a rule.
We don't have a rule. You shouldn't have even come here at all. Write how you will send that child support. Then if you did not come, if you send this, if you don't allow, after all, he's even saying they should run DNA test. You had him. Before they call him for welfare, go and run DNA test first.
Very good. I'm ready to bring out.
Yes, before you call him to welfare, as he's asked for
as well,
DNA test,
if
go and run DNA test to be even
and
sure that the child belongs to him before welfare calls him.
You don't have any proof that
Then you
she
tell
is
him when you don't even need welfare. Tell him when how he will come and have his child or have access to his child after he's confirmed.
Anything to say about that?
Please open door, Jerry.
Please open the door. You see welfare. Thank you.
So sad. Ah. Good evening, Jerry. Your name and where you are calling from?
Good evening, madam. I'm calling from India. My name is Shinoso.
Okay, sir.
Please, there is something I want to chip in
Yeah, go ahead.
regarding this case now. Please, I will ask that man, that young man, to do the DNA test for the little girl before the man will start training someone's child.
Okay.
Immediately you mention DNA test, that woman mood change. So they need to conduct a DNA test to verify if the man is the father of the child.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what I want to chip in.
Thank you, sir. I'm back to co people. When I be, I don't say I be. What's this name? Hello, your name and where you are calling from?
My president.
Sir?
Yeah, good evening.
Kedukwan?
I'm fine.
Nice.
Please, now this is Mr. Koro. I'm calling from Lagos. Okay, please, I want you to correct something. That woman that is there don't have any single respect where that man is.
At all.
Please. And I have been watching your program. You don't correct those women who do accept their husband. Please, it's very, very important. If any woman teach your office and you don't have any outcome of respect where the husband is, he won't be taking out. Please, the husband is the head of the family. No matter the way you regard that husband, that man is the head of the family. Please, my heart is burning so much to your head. How can the rich man want to talk? He don't even allow you to say something. I'm giving to the man that is there. Let's join the other person and know who is the owner of that child. Because it's not to train another person's children. Another person's child, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
May God bless you and bless your husband never.
Amen. Are you done? Have you looked?
No, I'm not looking good.
Go and look it. I'm only waiting for you to finish it. Good evening, your
Hello,
name and
President.
where you are coming from.
Hello, President. Good evening. I'm calling from Italy.
Okay, go ahead, please.
So I want to talk about the WhatsApp message. In case of next time, if somebody complain about maybe that the wife is cheating, there is one app you will download on Google Play. The name of the app is Opus Player, so that they will get the message even if the partner deletes the message. Once you download that Opus Player, all the messages they delete will come back. Because I believe that woman is cheating on the man.
Okay.
Yeah, just every day anybody complaining about cheating, download that Opus Player. It will bring out every necessary information you need from the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So let us say today is Wednesday. I don't understand. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Your name and where you are calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos State. My name is Mrs. Precious.
Go ahead, Precious.
I've been watching this case online. I think it's better they fought for divorce
Yes.
so that the woman should go and let the man be. Because as I'm saying, the lady, she's not someone that you call a wife. This one is a knife and not a wife.
Okay.
You understand? Because I was listening to what you are telling her. She doesn't want to admit, listen. She keep on telling you that the case is into welfare, she's in the cage, she's that. Then the man should go and learn DNA test. Make sure that the child is his own. Before you start training one child and tomorrow the person will now come up, start claiming the child.
Yeah, that's what the man said.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
And you too. Peter, are you writing statements?
No, I'm done with you.
Chairman is busy doing one or two things. Good evening, your name and where you are calling from?
Good evening.
Yeah, please turn down the volume.
From Italy.
Okay.
For the day, I have been listening to everything for the same thing. Then that woman, you look at the way the woman talk, the way he talk, everything about her is just arrogant, disrespectful, rude. Even when you are with a person is threatening you, and you still have the right to say all kind of words in the public. It's very, very wrong.
It's wrong.
You see, I will advise that the man should go for DNA test, because I believe that guy he said he know in a camp before. I believe that this lady will have an issue with that guy before.
Yeah.
So I believe that, because I think this guy should go for DNA test, and this guy also should use this one to learn, and not everything you take to family. Family can destroy your marriage.
Yeah.
Because your father and your mother, they have already old. They have done their own. They have given birth to you. It's for you to take care of the responsibility of your home now. Because everything you take to family, family will take you to the other side of it. And the thing will not grow. So we Jews will also learn from this place. Not everything you say. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Return this in there. Okay, your last caller for today, please. Good evening, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Francis. I'm calling from Texas.
You are calling from where?
My name is Francis. I'm calling from Oxford.
Okay.
Oh, really? I've been following this case. What I want to say, first of all, the mom should go and do DNA test for that your daughter. That is number one. And number two, I don't tell you the work from the side of this woman. She is not really, she doesn't love the man, and she's cheating on the man. She has been cheating on the man. So she doesn't want this marriage anymore. I believe before she comes to this place, before coming here, she has made up her mind already.
Yeah.
That she's no more in the marriage. So the marriage should be resolved. I think that is the best thing.
Yes, sir.
Because her mind is not there in the marriage. She doesn't love the man. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, thank you, viewers. God bless you, very good for being with us. Join us tomorrow. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and Access to Justice TV, and follow us on our Facebook page on Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center Alternative. Yeah, thank you. So they want to pick our child from daycare.